my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Sit still anymore. I wanna break things with my hammer. I wanna start a little war. Isn't that what this little red button here is for?
We don't know if that's true. Doesn't matter, I said
I wish this song was louder.
Oh! Hey! Well, welcome in. Hey!
I wish this song was louder.
We have a way. To the Cirque Du Sirois entertainment program. We're going to have a damn night. You and me. And them. My name is Mike Sirois. That's enough. Kind of a dual tribute. One side to my good friend Jalen Brunson. I think that's the side.
Vibes are immaculate.
And that side is hard to see. Tribute to Sugar Sean O'Malley, UFC fighter who's battling in Newark, New Jersey this Saturday night. Another friend of mine.
Which one?
What?
New York or New Jersey?
Newark, New Jersey.
So
there's not a Newark, New York Sopranos guy.
You just said New York, New Jersey.
Did I really? My name is Mike Sirois. I could do the show by myself.
You probably should.
I'm gonna, man. Maybe next week. Solo mission. But tonight, I got these two with me. 8 feet to my left, my only brother in the whole world. There he is. Look at him. He's bald. He's beautiful. Cash Sirois. Hi, Cash.
Hi, friends. How are you? I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm sorry that you have to deal with the others, except for Madigan.
What do you mean?
Woo. Mikey, Cash, Danny.
Dingu.
Good evening.
Good night and good dad.
And good God.
And good God.
Good God.
That's foreshadowing, Cash.
I know. I know what I'm doing.
You guys ever think it's weird
Yeah.
that life, your existence, this is what I woke up thinking this morning. I've been sleeping so well lately. I have these vibrant dreams. It's just lovely. And I woke up with this thought. Sometimes they apply to the show, like I can help the show maybe a little bit. Center me. Center me.
Don't pay
Make
attention.
it perfect. So I was thinking, this is probably like a poem or a book or hell, a movie, but how life, the human life, mimics a year, basically. Like midnight of January 1st, right?
Did you get into Cash's gummies?
No, I didn't take any drugs. I've taken I've taken no drugs in 72 hours.
Taken.
Your outfit says different.
January 1st, like the moment. That's
Your entire
birth.
life year
That's
says
birth.
different.
It's dark. It's cold outside. It's chaotic. It's frightening. You're lost. You don't know. You're a baby. You were just born. You don't know shit.
Oh,
I think 30 seconds is all we have to make without that.
God. I mean, we just have one.
And then,
Rule.
the winter eventually lifts as you gain knowledge. Spring blossoms. You blossom as a person. You sprout all over.
Everyone.
And that's spring. And then you eventually graduate until summer. where it's the hot time. This is time to go. You're in your money-making years, your family-building years, whatever. The long, hot summer. I mean, that's the main, portion of your life. And then the leaves slowly start to change.
You guys feel like he needs to finish it, or do you have it?
And then
you think you got it?
Fall beckons.
He's rolling.
No, their eyes
let
are
him go.
wide open. Everyone's like, holy shit. And then fall beckons, the leaves change, you change, and things slow down a little bit. And eventually it starts to become dark again, cold again. And then it all leads up to, and then the celebrations, toward the end. And then it leads up to the last moments of December 31st, 10, 9, 8, 7, a countdown, and then bang.
And then the balloons come down.
No, that's when you check out, though, in your life.
No,
But then a new baby is born.
A new baby's born. That second. The second you die, a new baby's going to be born.
So do you
Probably way better
That's
looking.
not how it works.
Probably way better looking than you.
Not
Born
me.
with a full head of hair.
A beautiful baby with a full head of hair.
do you get
Babies are born bald mostly sometimes.
not all of them? So do you get pubes in March?
In spring, yes, you get your spring pubes.
Okay.
But yes, when the winter, yes. I mean, that's sort of interesting, right? And I'm not stoned, and I wasn't stoned when I thought of it.
I don't think this is an original thought.
No,
I bet that there's been like multiple poems and.
That's what I literally just said. I said
TikToks.
poems, books, probably a movie. Is there-
I thought you were talking about
TikTok.
what you were going to do. You're going to start writing
no,
poems.
I'm
and-
saying it's such a not unique thought that it probably exists in multiple forms of media and entertainment, but I'd never seen one, and it came to me this morning. And
Silky says that he's so high that this makes perfect sense.
okay, see,
Someone gets it.
does that not make some sort of sense to
Thank you,
you
Sil.
guys?
Silky is one of those guys that like will be bench pressing but have a joint hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You know those guys that I got to get super baked before I work out.
I had college buddies that did that a lot. I never.
Yeah,
they-
awesome.
I know people. That
Oh, and I tried it.
I know people that would get stoned and then I'm going to go run 4 miles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, there was a rumor that one of our, well, not the world championship team for the Rangers, but
I'll say it.
okay. I don't know how public that is or how if it's a rumor or not, but
We'll call it a rumor. This is a rumor that I heard. Cliff Lee was getting stoned as hell walking out to the mound to pitch.
You heard that?
Yeah,
In that
I heard that a
ALCS,
bunch.
in the World Series, blaze.
and he was wicked.
And dude, pitching and
I would
being
think pitching
stoned,
it might
yes.
work.
I'm not
Wasn't
even.
there someone who pitched on LSD and he said that the wind showed him how to pitch better?
Yes.
I
That's
learned things on the card breaks.
That was
people.
Ken
There you
Griffey
go.
Jr. who did that.
It was 2 Foot Jones.
No, we heard about the Cliff Lee. I knew he was a pothead, but when it came to my attention that he was actually getting baked before games and going out and pitching high, that came from a teammate.
Okay.
All right.
go.
Sounds factual to me.
Corroborated rumor. Isn't that fascinating though? But I think golf maybe. And we've all.
Golf, maybe yes. You think that would be?
Oh, I'm saying what sport on the highest level might be enhanced by you just being blazed as hell, and golf maybe. But pitching, I can see that, man. It's a repetitive motion. You've done it a million times, and you're just picking them apart. You're just kind of playing your game. Like I can see how that is a match, or like that could work. And golf, obviously, the repeatable metronome that is golf. Maybe bowling.
I was gonna say bowling.
Really? Okay, something that's just very slow, repeatable action. I can see how you get in a zone.
I think it just depends on the type of chemistry you have and how your brain reacts to THC. Because if what you're describing is that THC would help these people focus and be centered.
Yeah.
For me, I start thinking about how I'm going to die.
No, of course.
Right, but you definitely, but you don't
100%.
have that 100% moment of focus in front of everyone to where you are not going to have you yourself with your concerns, anxieties, whatever. You wouldn't be able to have those things when you were on the mound.
I think it's the
Like you would snap out of it.
Right.
Be like, okay, pitcher's or catcher's glove.
I think that people that marijuana, THC can help people that do have crazy minds and anxiety. It'll kind of center them. For people like me, the opposite, like speed, caffeine, is what centers me because I think I was they called it hyperactivity disorder in the 70s when I was a little kid, and the doctor wanted to put me on Ritalin, and my mom said, no, I'm not putting him on a prescription drug. He said, well, you can start him off the day with a cup of coffee and see how that works. And she did.
Yeah.
And it would calm me down because I was pretty hyper. And I think they call it ADD, HD now.
Yeah.
But just kind of like just going a mile a minute. But there's something about even to this day, like that first cup of coffee, if I've kind of got an anxiety head, coffee will be the thing that goes zzz.
Really?
So the speed has the opposite. Yeah, I mean that's why all these kids are on.
No, I get that, but I mean, like
what are they taking nowadays for ADD?
Adderall.
Adderall. Yeah. Like Adderall's a big. It makes you focus, and it's
Xanax.
pure fucking speed.
I'm I'm a diesel engine that takes a long time to get up on plane every morning, and it's a routine that I'm on. I get up. My alarm is 7:40. I'm up every day.
Take a dump at 7:42.
No, I will get there.
You
In
said
Christina's
that.
condo.
That
You
is,
said that you took a lot of dumps in the last show.
I.
Yeah,
Did
there was
not.
a promo
Yeah,
that kind
I
of.
heard that too.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't edit.
by the
that
way,
at all.
we got a great promo coming
Straight.
up later, Danny.
Okay.
Okay.
But no, I cannot function.
What do I do with that?
Okay.
Well, do you know?
Just don't
Sit
leave.
on it.
No, we won't leave.
You don't know.
I
You're
don't
the only
know.
one that knows.
I know
Gosh.
you don't know.
So, have you ever taken? You've never taken Adderall?
Yes, I have.
Okay. See, I feel like Adderall might work great for you.
Yeah, no, it's helpful, but for me, it keeps me up too long. Like it's great
Yeah. You
in
gotta
the
take it
in the
really
moment,
early.
but it is not
It's
something.
time release though, right? Doesn't it kind
There's
of?
two kinds.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever the hell I have had, yeah, if it happens in the afternoon, I'm not getting to sleep.
Yeah.
I've tried some Adderall, and I don't know. Like, it didn't help that much, but I also didn't have shit to do that day.
Well, you were also snorting it off of the back of a toilet at the Barley house.
I love it. I fucking love
The come down off of it is always really bad too. Like
Really?
you're very irritable and just want to sleep.
I definitely don't have that issue, but yeah.
What,
Some
being
people-
irritable?
Yeah, you are definitely irritable.
Most definitely.
Shut the fuck up.
I always feel like
Whoa.
you're coming down off Adderall.
Yeah. All-
Whatever. Are we doing a show?
Does weed give you anxiety like immediate now or no?
Weed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I literally can't
even.
smoke weed.
I pretty much can't.
I'm done.
But do you get anxiety?
Pussies.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much. I just can't be in
Big
public.
time.
I don't anxiety. Like if I'm by myself, I guess I would probably be okay.
No, I get it even by myself.
Yeah, but what are you worried about then? Just go find something or eat
Well,
something.
that's just the logic, but you can't just say, I have anxiety. What am I worried about? Oh, there it went. It's gone.
But I'm saying that
Yeah,
if I'm in public, that's when then I'm concerned about.
I miss smoking weed.
There was a time when it worked for me.
It worked great.
Yeah.
And it's great for creativity. Like writing.
Right around the age of 40 is when something in my body chemistry just said, this no longer serves
Hey.
you.
By the way, I think
Yes.
that I'm hoping, to be quite honest, that I'm going to return to that state and go full Don Nelson
Yeah, I would love to.
and be like, you know what? I'm going to sit on the beach and read this book and smoke this joint
Yeah.
and have a day.
Right when you get to the autumn of your life.
A way to come back to the start of the show, Mike.
Welcome
Was this the meat?
Full circle.
Welcome to the Cirque Du Sirois show. Now we have a bunch of stuff to get to before we get to the meat. And the meat will be, we're going to just talk some radio, talk local radio and talk, again, more crap about us getting canned. I don't know. And if chat has questions, Madigan or Cash, you can read them out. Or if you're keeping them for you people, which is at the end of the show and we just have a bunch of chat stuff come up, like, man, we'll answer whatever you got. That's coming up here in a little bit. But housekeeping, first off, we had a shirt.
Hell yes.
And
By the way, love all you guys.
What?
The support has been freaking fantastic. Well, this is,
no, I mean, they can look at the shirt.
they can
but
look
that-
at it, but you can't buy it.
Yeah.
I was just reminding everyone.
No. I actually,
No.
Remember this?
Well,
It's gone now.
It's sold out.
Remember how bad you fucked up by not buying that?
Yeah, remember when you thought, well,
I'll
you
wait
know,
till
they're,
tomorrow.
yeah, they're not going to get rid of.
yeah, I'll
they
get it
gone.
tomorrow. My wallet's over there on the table. I don't remember my 3-digit code. Like I'll do it tomorrow. I do that sometimes.
And it's the thing that's confusing about Amex, it's 4 digits.
Oh, really?
Always forget.
Ooh, Amex, huh, Danny?
And it's on the front.
Wow.
Exactly. She knows.
Annual fee, huh? Look at you.
And you got to pay your bill every month too. So
Look
that's why I
at
got
you.
it, so I could avoid the revolving debt. I have no revolving debt.
That's the key.
That must be
It
something.
is the key.
That's why we got to.
Yeah.
That's why we gotta have some sponsors
We
because
would
we put a little
love-
bit on the Amex. We need to make sure that everybody help.
We would love to
Smash
invite
that subscribe button.
any potential sponsor to hit us up at cirquedusirois@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on board. And we're having fun every Tuesday and Thursday night. It's different. It's fun. Let's get on board with us.
I learned my lesson about revolving debt when I was in my 20s and went default on 2 credit cards in summation of over $20,000.
What's your credit
That's it?
score?
And then they went after me over and over and over. Creditors, because they sell your debt for a reduced price, and then the collection agencies try to recoup that on top. I avoided every phone call, ignored everything. I was told by somebody, it's like, yeah, you go default on a credit card, it just goes away after time. And it did.
Yeah.
It completely went away, and now my credit score is like 840 or something. But for
Really?
about 10 years,
Son of a
it was,
bitch.
I think, 17.
Nice number, Danny.
Yeah.
Here, look up.
Is that
your-
good?
Life hacks
Do you
with
know your
Danny.
credit score?
I do. I
right,
just
let's-
looked it up recently.
Let's look up our credit
All right.
scores.
Well, I'm
I'll
trying to
let-
look up the freaking document, which I've.
That's not important. This
Yeah.
is.
Credit Karma.
Well, I
You
know
guys
what
use
mine
that?
is.
Let's play credit score roulette.
Well, you
I'll
already
whip up
said
mine
you.
too.
Well, I don't know exactly what it is.
All right, let's go.
Let's find out.
Well, I
I'm
know
logging
mine.
in.
Okay, I was wrong.
Oh,
Well, you're
on that
liar.
quick.
Beefed up the stats, huh? What was it? 350.
830.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Still pretty good.
why is
that's
every
sick.
What is that?
Look
why
at
is
the
that
whole bar is full.
shocking to you?
Why is everything on that screen?
Because you said
green?
you defaulted on credit cards. That's
Yeah,
why.
when I was in my 20s.
That's why.
That was 30 years ago, bro.
Well,
What
you
is
know,
all
if
that-
you murder 30 years ago, they're not going to forget that.
You know, statute of limitations runs out on this type of thing.
Why is everything not red? Why is it written in green? I don't understand.
I'm sitting at a solid 700.
Damn.
Okay, not bad.
You're how old? 20?
23.
23. That is insane. I don't even think I had a credit
No,
score
hell
at
no.
23.
No.
You can thank my dad paying my rent in college on time.
They didn't
Paying
have
my
credit-
Thanks, Big
rent.
Kev.
Thanks, Dad. Speaking of, Big
Might need to
Kev
talk
and
to
Robot
you.
Santa are in the studio today. So if you hear
Yes,
any giggles,
Unbelievable.
We got Big
Some of my hand
Kev and
squad.
Patrick,
Celebrities.
legitimate celebrities. A member of the Bird Dogs, right here.
I wonder if I can whip my producer camera around there. Let me work on that.
Try it. It wants me to download something, so I don't know my credit score, but it's probably not that great.
I'm just under 800, so you got me beat.
How do I have you beat? You're like a millionaire.
Yeah, but he knows how to like do all that, like leverage credit and manage debt, and then it ends up. Oh shit! Here I got my numbers. Not that great.
700 is not bad.
$6.99
Yeah.
Really?
on Equifax. What does that mean? Why'd you say it like that? Why so high pitched?
I just
Why'd you say really?
He thought it was going to be a lot lower.
Really?
kind of proud of you, actually.
Yeah.
I'm on top.
I mean, look at you. What an asshole.
look at you.
But you have some.
$6.99, and then I have a shitload of debt.
Okay.
It's terrible.
I think the only debt that I have now is my house and a little bit of car left. So can we make a round 2 of T-shirts
we need to.
to get that number?
So,
This
hold
number
on,
700?
We're gonna sell 10,000 more T-shirts. We've just decided.
No, hey, we're gonna stick to our guns. The whole bit was the series 1 of the Cirque T-shirt, the original Cirque T-shirt,
Yeah.
was limited to 150, $40, shipping included. They're all gone. They all were gone
They're
by
all
breakfast
gone.
the next day.
You're like Jim.
They're all gone.
Like Jim McKay, right?
Yes,
They're all gone.
they're all gone.
The T-shirts.
The T-shirts are
Not
all
the
gone.
people at the Munich Olympics.
There's a camera in the
Jesus.
way, but everybody say, hey.
Hey,
look at that.
Studio audience.
That's P-Dog, Robot Santa, and Big Kev.
Wow.
Like, just because P-Dog, Patrick, and Madigan are here. I mean, to anyone who doesn't know, I mean, that is, there you go. That's who sang Robot Santa to you for the last 20 plus years.
On the ticket. Yes.
Blame him.
and we
That is
actually,
actual Robot Santa.
we
know.
might have Patrick like on.
And by the way, Robot Santa, not as good as I Woke You Up.
oh, shit.
might
Oh, he's
be.
standing up.
Uh-oh.
I
Play, there's
can't,
a lot of gear. Please don't touch the
I
gear.
can't let you kick my brother's ass on a live stream.
We're reserving that for 3
But it doesn't
13-year-old
matter. You've
boys.
won. Like, Nickelback sucks, but they've sold all the records. So you win, dude.
Right. People like Coldplay.
You know what I'm saying?
Even
I think
though
that's a
Radiohead
compliment. I'm
changes-
not
Yeah, I
sure.
don't really know.
Radiohead changes the world, but people dance to Coldplay. I can't
Everyone
help.
loves Nickelback.
What can we do? That's pretty cool. And we actually need. I mean, Madigan, we need to do a
No, we need to do a deep dive.
deep dive into someone who has
Yes, yes, we
maybe
will.
as many Spotify plays as Dan.
Are there pictures?
That's the
video
new
of
game.
the
Who has
recording?
more Spotify plays. Oh,
Yeah, you
not
didn't
of
know
the
you were
recording.
doing. You guys didn't know you were doing
We have old pictures with the musers, but
decades.
we
Okay,
don't
of
really
work.
have like.
if we have
live
some
recordings.
ancient pictures of you guys with the musers,
Yeah, I got one of us with Jubb and Craig Miller.
like 15 years ago. Like,
yeah.
What year did Robot Santa come out?
2003 or
What year
4.
was it released? 20
yeah,
years ago.
20 years ago.
Amazing.
We need to do that one night.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
We'll have you.
You have all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially if they have unseen photos.
We got photos, and we can go through the songs if you want. Our greatest hits are on the album.
Our greatest.
Oh, we want. Everybody wants.
Okay, we can do it.
We'll do it.
Patrick's moving this weekend because he got a big boy job, but we'll make him travel up.
Where are you going?
Yeah, San Antonio.
Okay.
Be environmental engineer.
Yeah,
Go
that's right.
environment.
Yep.
We go check out the Riverwalk.
Yes.
Yeah. Mi
Yes.
Tierra.
Generic.
Get some hot Mexican food at Mi Tierra.
Yeah.
The Mexican food is good down there.
It's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
What
want
do you
to
mean down there?
Closer you get,
You
the
mean
better
with-
it is.
What does that mean?
Those people.
What does that mean? Why'd you say it that? Why'd you say down there?
with you people?
Bassick's,
Wow.
Bassick's comments once got me a job, so that's why I'm trying to.
Yeah. Somebody else mushroom clouds, and let's see how
All
I
I want to do is
profit.
set people up for.
How I profit.
Charles Barkley also loves San Antonio, so I think you're in.
He's remained employed. Yep.
Yeah, they're still obsessed.
Who
with
had more?
Charles
Who had more leverage at their job, Bassick or Charles
Barkley.
Barkley?
Apparently Chuck. Apparently Chuck did.
Chuck Barkley, by the way, I heard a press conference, heard an interview that he did about them moving to ESPN. By the way, ESPN
Oh,
is
what a turn!
well, no, it's just that. Sorry, you guys got me on Barkley, and this TNT show that's been so freaking amazing. The NBA Finals are tonight. I will be updating you guys on the score for Game 1 here in a minute, but
No, Rick Carlos texted me the score.
during the
So
game,
I don't need updates.
during the game.
Yeah,
Whatever.
All right, well, cool. Then you keep me up to date on the score.
I will.
according to Rick's latest updates. But the fact that they're just going to take all the people, all the talent, they're going to not move studios, all that stuff. It sounds like, okay, just fluid, just go over to this next spot. ESPN is so not like that. Like,
Yeah, they're nerds.
like I'll give you. I'm sorry that I'm even getting into this now, but I mean, like TV inside shit. As soon as a game's over, the reason let's call it a game on ESPN tonight, right? If a game's on ESPN, as soon as the game ends, they don't stay there and get the color inside the arena and the flavor of the noise and everything. They go immediately to SVP on ESPN because
Every time.
you get
Hard hitting
the rating
data and analysis.
No, it's not even that. They'll toss it to the studio to then toss it right back to the scene because people are watching, and then it becomes part of SVP Sports Center. So then the ratings of that show are the post-game show, not the actual show, even though everybody's watching. So there's little shit like that what's so great about the TNT post-game show is that they can just riff, be themselves, make fun of they were making fun of the TNT and Roland Garros during the NBA playoffs. Okay, well, that ain't going to fly at ESPN. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, they might be able to just cross over, but man, that great thing that we've had for all this time,
There's something to
it
be.
ain't going to be just the same. Maybe this ties into the radio stuff that you guys are going to get into, because that is just because it's awesome and just because you have similar people or the same people going somewhere else doesn't mean that shit is going to work.
Man, I agree. There is something to be said for, at least I believe this, about vibe and tone of a network. And I've always thought there's a decided difference in the way I feel watching a Fox football game as opposed to CBS.
True.
The CBS games just feel kind of colder, where Fox seems more, I don't know, it's more exciting, it's warmer, it's more vibey.
Really?
I've always felt that.
Interesting that you're using those words, though, because the CBS show for a long, long time was the SEC. And so the SEC sells itself.
Sure.
And so we are all about just letting the thing happen.
It just
Fox
means more.
is trying to. He's right.
But ESPN versus TNT is the one that's
Correct.
got the Riz.
Oh, bad.
Was that good,
ESPN
Madigan? Was that good?
Where ESPN is kind of sus.
Did he do good?
Slang.
Oh, don't do.
Or possibly mid. I don't
go
know.
for three.
Those
Don't
hey,
go for three.
You used
I
it
just
in the
dunked
right
on your
context.
crotch, and you're just sitting there
Sitting
looking
here
like
doing
a
nothing.
aging
dunked on,
white
Mikey.
Cuban rapper.
Someone in the chat
why
said
does
Mikey's giving me flashbacks to when my stepdad would come home and ask how my bitch mom has been.
Oh, I would never.
Oh my God.
So take that as you will.
I would never. Why does my crotch hurt? Was I dunked on recently? Look, do you think Charles Barkley's changing anything about himself? Going to ESPN? Like ESPN would have to like publicly fire him.
I think they know what they're in for.
He's
They
not
always
changing-
say that.
No,
They
no, no.
always
no.
say that.
Do you think there's gonna be some
No, I'm talking
nerd
about-
producer being like, we don't know if that's funny. You
No,
may
I'm
want
not-
to get to the script.
I'm not saying they'll be successful, but I'm telling you, there will be. They think they know what they're buying. Oh, it's going to be just the same. It's going to be great. But there will be some ESPN Bristol corporate type that'll say, "I got these guys.
I know how
I'll
to-
rein them in.
I know these people. I know how to handle
I know
these
how to work. I know how to work with this."
These people, like Cash said about San Antonio.
By the way,
Yeah.
screw you.
Exactly.
C1NRB just a couple minutes ago said Mike Bassick in 3, 2, 1, those people in San Antonio, and then he got the bingo. So he just read your freaking mind.
Oh, before I said it, or
Not listening to the show right there, Mike Sirois.
I just don't understand what you said.
Well, because you weren't listening.
I was listening. You said the guy said you just got Mike Bass. You just
Who
got
was the
bingo.
guy? Who was the guy?
C1 NRB.
Oh, look at that. He pulled that out of his ass. Yeah, C1NRB was waiting for you to pull out Mike Bassick. And you did.
Oh, because he understood. Yeah, he was paying attention, unlike you.
Unlike you.
Let's tell a lightning fast Charles Barkley story. So we went to the the Lake Tahoe celebrity golf fucking tournament.
Yeah,
They have
No need to cuss there.
It's an orgy?
it's a fucking tournament.
Okay, I have.
What are you doing?
I have
Your
a lot.
dad is right there.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, stop using that kind of language.
I think Big Kev can
She's an
handle.
impressionable young woman.
That was funny laugh. That was funny laugh.
There's a few angles to this.
Let's hear this lightning fast Barkley story.
It was gonna be lightning fast until I got derailed by you two.
by Cash.
That's why I said I should have done the show alone.
He's still not telling the story.
If everyone leaves, I will panic in 30 seconds.
You think you would? Good Lord.
So, Chad,
Maggie smoke?
what's up, Chad? Who's got
We
something?
can call. Is Discord
play
up
some
and running?
marbles.
Who's got some calls?
Let's play some marbles. Start the marbles up.
Do a big Grand Prix.
We went to the Edgewood in Tahoe. Anyway, it's awesome. It's gorgeous. It's in
Century.
whatever American Century.
All the words that we're close
really
to,
close.
you know what we're talking about.
American Century.
All the celebrities play golf by the
Century
Great
City?
Salt Lake.
So our buddy Joe, who owns a great restaurant in Fort Worth,
Good dude.
He has been associated with this tournament for years, and he literally stands on the first tee and announces like the people who come out. You know, like
for instance-
Barkley,
for
here's
instance-
Larry the Cable Guy.
No, for instance, he would say, you know, the winner of the inaugural April Fool's Open, Daniel Balis.
Thank you.
And then you would take the tee.
Yeah, hypothetically, if you were playing.
Should have been back to back, but Cash left me.
Yeah.
My
Hey, dude.
caddy.
Caddies matter.
Yeah.
Well, now you know how much.
Joe invited us to come to the tournament, and he's like, "Dude, come on out." It was incredible.
It was really
like,
cool.
Have you been to Lake Tahoe?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's incredible. I've driven around it.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes like an hour and a half
Absolutely gorgeous.
just to drive around. It's huge.
And it's right on that corner of California and Nevada. And there's a place called Cal Neva.
Yep.
That's a hotel that like Sinatra would hang out at. That's like right on the border where you can, hey, I'm drinking here now. The tunnel that goes under, you can go.
How do you drink there?
go here in Nevada, and then hey, now this side is Nevada.
Left foot, California.
This is California.
Guess where I am?
But it's cool as shit, and it's fun. Anyway, celebs and Tony Romo's won it a couple times, whatever. Anyway, Charles Barkley's like the star of this thing.
A lot of metal bets talk right now.
Our buddy Joe is like wanted to introduce us to Charles Barkley, and we're like, cool. I mean, fine if so. So we eventually were on this tee box, like as they're making the turn, right? Like they're not even like on the first tee. They're on the turn. They're golfing. They're doing their thing, and Barkley comes up and hits. And there's like a few dozen people around. It's not a massive thing, And Joe's there. He's cool as shit. Joe's a good dude. He's like, I want to introduce you guys to Charles Barkley. I'm like, all right. Or not, like, fine, we're just here. And Barkley hits and he duffs one, and he kind of starts stomping off the tee. And Joe's like, Chuck, come back. And Barkley's like, what the hell? It was just the most awkward, 2 minutes where he made him stop, come back.
He was trying to do something nice.
To introduce us. And we're like, yeah, hey man, pleasure. Good. Obviously, cool to meet Charles Barkley.
Awful shot.
But like, why? And I think right when he said Charles, Cash and I were like, no.
100%.
Just don't. Like, it's fine. I don't
Like, it was
care.
cool to just see his golf swing.
And he was right there.
It was perfect. We already got enough.
But he's like, Charles, come back. We're like, oh, don't do it. And then the awkward handshakes. And then, of course, he goes,
Hi, Charles Barkley.
finds his, hi, Chuck. Pleasure. You're funny.
That was it.
No, that was it. It was just a terrible interaction.
Did Charles act like he knew Joe?
Oh, he
Oh,
did.
absolutely.
He knows Joe, yes.
Okay.
It was out of respect for
Yes,
Joe,
he did
why he
Joe
turned
a
around.
favor by
Right.
saying, oh, hey.
that is a wasted favor. Like, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
For real.
Very nice, very kind, but
Yeah.
But that story was lightning fast.
No, it really wasn't. It was way longer than I thought. And now that it's over, I feel like I hadn't have told it.
It was a Dallas Flash.
I feel like I shouldn't have told it.
Do you ever regret for telling that
Dallas.
story?
I do.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near Cash telling us the story of the Battle of Midway, which we'll
Thank
never,
God that was off air.
which we'll never forget. It was so long. It was longer than the actual battle.
I was just wondering when he was telling us the story of the Battle of Midway, I was sitting there and I was afraid to look at you. And I knew that I was wondering, is Mikey thinking the same thing?
Yeah.
Is this like the worst World War II story I've ever heard?
Yeah.
Or
You
is
know
it-
what? I thought
or
you
is
would
it
give me
just
support.
Or is it just the storyteller that's making a really impactful event in our nation's
Either-
history
Both.
that just made it just so unbearable?
How do you make the Battle of Midway so vanilla? And he has a way.
I've watched like a 3-hour documentary
Fascinating.
on the Battle of Midway with like old black and white photos and a guy that talks like this. It was infinitely more entertaining
Yeah.
than sitting out there for that 5 minutes it took him to go through that.
Yeah.
if you guys remember a couple episodes ago when Danny asked me if Mikey was a disappointment to me in my life, these are the times where, do I ever, maybe I don't uplift him enough. Maybe I don't say I love
maybe
him
you
on
don't.
air, but I don't kick him in the nuts the way that he so freely kicks me in the nuts. Isn't there something
my
to be said
insecurities.
for, right?
It's my insecurities that are projected onto your nuts.
Cash, don't let riffraff hurt your feelings.
That's what I was trying to think
Don't
of.
read chat.
Riff
Act
raff. And by the way,
Summertime.
if you allow your brother to trigger you, well, that's kind of your problem for actually having triggers.
Do I look like Mikey triggers me?
On the air, no. You'll play it cool on the air, but the
Oh,
rage
God.
fits that happen outside of that door.
Like and subscribe.
He walks out
Like
of
and
here,
subscribe
he
with
goes
the look
straight to
that
the
I give to
bathroom.
my brother.
He walks out of here, he goes,
Straight to
takes
the
a poop,
bathroom.
and then he comes out furious
Yeah.
at me. And then when he's in the bathroom, he's wailing like a banshee.
Crying
I
sometimes.
swear, it sounds like the howl of a distant coyote.
I don't know what he wipes. I don't know what he wipes first, his butt or his tears when he's in there.
Every time.
It's
I
one
know.
really long piece of toilet paper.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in this room.
Yeah.
Only one target. Only one asshole.
You're right.
What are we
You
doing
came
here?
after me, so I had
What
to
the
fight.
hell have I done to you people?
I had to fight back. What have
I done?
And all the promos this week are just destroying Cash.
We're like, you fat shit.
Eureka!
And then please watch Eureka, America's gayest professor. All right. I'd like to apologize for every week.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
And I would like you to accept that apology.
I will not.
I would love it if you accepted that apology.
I refuse to.
All right. We had the shirts and they sold out like
the
lightning
shirts.
fast, 150 shirts. Because it's multi-leveled. We're like, will anyone buy a shirt? That's my half of things, is no one's going to walk.
And I'm always like too optimistic.
Yeah, he's
These
like,
things are going to be gone by the second hour of the show.
I'm like, all right.
And when they were gone the next morning, my thought was, so at like when I went to bed at like 1 in the morning or 1:30, I think there were around 35 or 40 left. But at 7 a.m. they were sold out. Who was up that late?
No, somebody.
buying
People on their
shirts
way to work,
at, like,
listening to the audio and
3
then
in
being
the
like, "Oh
morning.
crap, I need to buy a T-shirt."
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
The musers don't start till what, 8:30 now, and then they go till 9.
They go till 9.
Because I got a bunch of DMs at like 8 a.m. being like, "Oh, I missed out on the shirts," and I'm like, "Sorry, watch the video
It's
version."
Gordo's Corner, and then they read a Rangers box score.
and then yesterday's
And then they hand it
Gordo's
off
Corner.
to 5 hours of Matt McLaren. Right?
Well, we're gonna get to the meat and we talk about local radio here in a minute. But we haven't discussed this off, and I haven't talked about it with Raymond. But there were some audio only listeners that were like, "Well, shit, I heard about the T-shirts, and the second I looked, they were gone." So I don't know the proper way to handle that, but we'll have something.
You gotta watch live.
Yeah, that is true. But we might have something that
No, we will have other
entices the audio
100%
people or something.
No,
like
it's
that.
like the marbles. Like we've got things that are specifically for thank you for those of you that are watching live. We want to do things specifically for you. We also want to do things for the people that are just listening on podcasts days and days afterward, which again, we're going to get to the charitable portion of what we're going to do.
Because that is our passion.
That's my passion.
I'm not doing this to dig myself out of this credit score that is a real shit.
Close the tab, Mikey.
And look, I
I
understand.
can't stop looking at it. I've never seen a shade of red.
Matches your pants.
That blood red.
I understand that not everybody can watch live. I get that, and that's why we do the audio podcast.
100%.
And to let everyone know that our audio podcast can be heard on the iHeart app. No shit.
Like,
No shit.
if you're a super supporter,
The irony is so ironic.
and
so
you
funny.
can choose to listen on anything you want, choose the iHeart app.
Pretty please.
Let's just shoot us up the iHeart app right
Oh, that'd be hysterical.
It's just enough to where we can make some ripples with someone who's be like,
What? Fuck? These fucking guys. What are they doing? They weren't funny.
they were no good. Listen wherever you can. We appreciate it. Or watch. All right. Anyway, we're going to figure out something else for the shirts because I'm flattered and I think it's awesome that they sold out really quickly and I'm very excited. And we don't have shirts. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We're going to try to get some. What else we have? I have a car video that I need to show you guys. Malcolm something.
Yep.
We have Cash.
Is this
Some
the meat?
damage. No,
No.
we're
This is pre-meat. This is the wedge salad with bacon crumbles.
We're meal prepping right now.
Yep.
Accoutrement.
I will rip a wedge salad.
Who won't?
A terrible salad.
It's so stupid.
Why the big spine? I don't.
It's lazy.
Who want? Yes,
You took a head of iceberg lettuce, you threw it in the air and sliced it in half with a saber.
Right.
Whoa.
And then just
A
put
katana?
it on a plate.
And then you have a name
Put it in
for it.
somebody's mouth.
Blopped blue cheese and bacon on it.
crumbles.
And charged me $13.
More than
Yeah.
and I just got a
13.
nice-
Show me where you get a $13 wedge.
What, do you think they're more?
Yeah.
Where are you eating?
Expensive.
He does only eat it expensive.
You only eat at expensive.
Yeah. He looks at the little dollar signs on the Yelp.
And I'll walk
like,
out.
"Ugh, no.
If that
The logo
entree, if that
isn't
not,
in
if
cursive,
that,
he's not going.
right, if that entree is not $70, I walk.
Cash only eats at places where the prices are, it just says market.
Yeah.
Yes.
MKT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like $45 for an entree.
Why would I order
No.
that shit?
Goodbye, sir.
My body is a temple.
Yes.
Goodbye to you.
But not really.
See, we rip on you in the good way too. We rip on you in the rich way.
That's not great though.
Not good either. All right, what do we?
What's next on the show?
Let's do some audio video stuff.
Okay,
All right. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll do this first. This
Okay.
is the car video, Madigan, and I'll set it up. So I got a text from Blake Jones, the producer
Yes.
of the Dumb Zone with Dan McDowell and Jay Kemp. They have a big event coming up, the generic summer event.
I'll see him tomorrow because me and Skin are joining the Dumb Zone tomorrow for their live stream.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we are in love
Making
with
waves.
all things Dumb Zone. And Blake is part of the trident, really, that makes up the three.
I love everything Blake says.
He's great.
Everything he says sounds like a perfect drop.
You know what? I should read the actual text because it's just very out of the blue Blake
Love
shit.
Blake. You're not in the minority, your best friend. I'm sorry. Are you saying you don't like blue cheese or you do like blue cheese? I'm out.
Blue cheese is terrible.
It's nasty.
Ranch is garbage.
It's pretty good.
No,
Ranch
it's
is
shit.
garbage.
Yeah, ranch is garbage.
Shit,
too.
Madigan.
No.
Both
Get an
good.
allergy test.
That's fine.
Blue cheese sucks.
No.
I was already lactose intolerant going into the allergy test.
So
You
Blake,
You know what
Salt
the
in
number
the
one
oil.
ingredient in ranch is, Madigan?
Mayo.
Rice.
rice.
Huh?
Rice.
So Blake
He's
texted
allergic
me.
to rice.
She found out
That was an inside
recently-
joke.
She found out recently she's allergic to rice.
I knew that.
But I still can't get over that they put the spikes on your back,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. 24 spikes.
And then they
And
put,
one of the top 24 things is rice.
they put a piece of rice on her back
Yep.
to
And
see
no,
how it reacts.
They poke the hole and then they put the rice
Yeah,
into
directly
into her back.
about like half an inch.
And then she had just a bubble on her back.
yeah, and then I just
Within
exploded.
30 seconds. And then
It
she
was crazy.
exploded.
They walk in, I'm just crying.
Yeah. You didn't put rice in there, did you?
Chat loves blue cheese, so you guys can all go straight
one
to...
idiot says he
you
likes
can go
blue
straight
cheese.
to hell. No, I'm sorry. Well, homemade ranch. All right, blue cheese, yay.
Wingstop
Always go blue
ranch? Like,
cheese.
come on.
I've tried to like blue cheese. I have an evolving palate. I like,
Your evolving palate is like
doesn't have
tectonic plates moving.
Ooh, okay. I didn't think you had an end to the joke. I thought you just had the setup, but that's actually pretty good.
I was worried about the hair that was
It is
on my
slow.
microphone.
He had to make sure he was going to pronounce tectonic right.
Yeah, that's true. Not to be confused with Technotronic, who likes to pump up the jam.
God damn.
Blake texted me out of the blue the other day. My mindless time kill recently has been watching dash cam wreck videos.
From Russia.
No, not from Russia.
Oh.
From DFW, from Texas. So he watched
DFW.
He watched an hour-long dash cam videos of wrecks in Texas.
Okay.
And
Rex in Texas is a good band.
Rex in Texas, Danny. Me and you.
God bless.
Rex
We
in
just need to
Texas.
find a third for our band.
No, I'll play harmonica.
Cash can do cowbell.
So he sent me
Cowbell?
this, and he told me a specific time code to maybe check out. So these are DFW, like Rex or road rage.
Is this what we're going to look at?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rex
I'm excited now.
or road rage incidents, and we're gonna have to crank the volume up because this one, the
Crank a little run
not
for
all-
Kathy Island. Crank a little run for Kathy Island.
it's not all that interesting, but what's happening in the car is interesting. So go ahead.
To 77 in a follow-up.
Uh-oh.
A place called, I don't know what this is, JTC Bless Import. Sounds great. At 9220 Skillman received a family score of 67.
Let's listen to you guys.
Came back. I can't hear you. Juice that up to a nice fat 87. Okay. You have 14 restaurants. It's between 70 and 70. Luggies.
So this is a road rage incident where the guy in the car is listening to me and you on the
Yes.
freak.
Oh my God. I was gonna say
That's what's
Danny.
happening.
What the fuck am I
Oh, that
talking
is
about?
so. Oh, they're both doing it.
Hold on.
FSK Food Mart.
You're just listing like
Jesus.
Korean food
No
restaurants.
wonder we got canceled.
And I have no doubt.
I don't care, dude. Down, but a place called Rice.
Oh, shut up.
What am I talking about?
God, that is such bullshit.
Shut up and listen.
At the end, he makes his biggest mistake.
God.
And then it just ends.
Well, you missed Danny listing a bunch of assorted Asian restaurants, and I have no clue why the hell.
Do not remember that segment.
You're
at
absolutely
all.
right. Who would fire that? As we're talking rice.
It's been an hour
Yes.
on Koreatown.
Sorry, man.
Rice is a hot topic.
Yeah.
Crap.
Anyway, I thought it was funny that Blake Jones was watching road rage incidents
Heard the freak.
and heard us on the freak.
Amazing.
And you listed a couple restaurants, and you just hear me say,
and then there's another one.
And I'd give that an 87 out of 100.
here's another restaurant.
Oof.
So we made a.
My heart was right.
You
Kryto
They
75
made the
says,
right
"Oh my God, I
decision.
remember that day." I don't believe him.
No, I don't either.
I think you were listing top restaurants or probably not Michelin stars, maybe Golden Spatula Award winner.
Look, we had to do that every day of the week for 4 hours, starting at 6 a.m.
It's so hard.
I was
It
so proud of you guys
Hard.
waking
yeah,
up.
Of course, I'm going to go down a list of Korean restaurants for 10 minutes. You got to get from point A to point B somehow.
The Muses are gods.
I know.
Like
truly
fucking
are.
gods.
How do they do it? How have they been doing it for 30 freaking
Some
years?
formula that
Yeah.
we clearly don't understand.
And they're smooth.
No, it's so good.
I know.
It's so hard,
They make it sound easy.
especially if your co-host does absolutely nothing. We'll get to the meat here in a second. You have Malcolm's something or Cash video?
Yeah, this is so we talked earlier about Cash having doo-doo problems in the break.
And we
Which, by the
appreciate
way-
He sweats a lot and screams and cries.
we
well,
appreciate you being very open about
Something
that.
terrible happened on, I believe it was the last episode, and I just pulled the clip, no editing at all, and we did a promo and ran this week on socials. It looks something like
We're
this.
also
Oh.
on this very network, and yes, you're watching a network. What are you doing?
I'm going to turn the lights on.
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes, and he's going to turn the goddamn lights on now. He has to leave the room to do
Where's
it.
he going? I think he's going poo-poo again. He goes every break. a lot.
I don't know what that guy eats.
I don't wanna
He's
know.
been in there twice for long periods of
And
time.
he just cries and screams like a high-pitched scream.
Oh, no. See what happens? So, yeah, Cash.
Don't walk in front of a microphone when you're walking back in.
Cash came back from the bathroom and crapped his pants on a microphone. Anyway, I played that.
3, 5 on 1.
I played that promo for my 4-year-old today
Okay.
because he likes stuff like that, and I recorded it.
Really?
So here's the audio of my 4-year-old responding. I asked him a few questions about what he just saw.
Oh, God.
What did you think of Mikey's hair when you saw it? What did it look like?
It looked like Snoop Dogg.
It looked like Snoop Dogg. Did it? Did you see Cash toot in his jean pants?
Yeah, because I want to see it again.
You want to watch Cash toot again? Yeah. Toots are funny, right?
Yes.
Do you like to toot?
Yeah.
Who toots louder, you or me?
You.
I do?
Yeah.
Who else in the house toots?
Puppy.
Puppy, yeah. Are hers quiet or are they loud?
Quiet.
But they stink, don't they?
Yeah.
What do they smell like?
Oh.
Hey!
What? This is an example of my kid being about as ADD as he could possibly be. I'm trying to get him to describe what our dog's farts smell like. He immediately looks out the window and yells at a lady walking across the street, goes, "Hey!" and starts banging on the window.
Hey!
I wonder where he got it from.
This interview's over.
You should give him coffee.
This hard-hitting interview
I'm done.
is over.
Oh, my God. But yeah, he thought your hair looked like Snoop Dogg.
I'll take
I
that.
did not prompt him at all.
I'll take that.
Just the fact that
will tell.
4-year-old knows who Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah.
You can thank his
Sweet
mom for
man.
that.
Does he call you Big Papa?
No, just Dad.
It's 8:47.
I know. What do you want to do?
Let's do small. Let's do tiny meat.
Do what?
Tiny meat.
Mini meat.
Meat.
Tiny. We're never actually going to end this thing at 10 p.m., are we?
We can try.
We're gonna.
We haven't yet.
Nope.
But it hasn't been like insane. It's been a little bit
No,
long.
just 20, 30 minutes over.
And it's all felt fun and good for us. You know, it's not like
Fun.
fun and good for us. All right, the meat. This is generally our biggest topic of the day, I guess. And we did it a little bit on our second show, I think. And Danny and I and Cash have been in radio in this area for a very long, 20, 30 effing years, like whatever. And we had sort of a public departure from the ticket where we worked for a long time, and then a somewhat public attempt at doing another thing at another station, and it did not work for us, and we all got fired. So that's like a pretty ripe, fertile grounds for conversation. So
Yeah.
I don't have anything specific. If you want to get into either side, I don't care, because I'm down, and maybe it's a whole nother the meat on a different day. It's our simple opinions on the current state of the ticket and all that stuff. Maybe we can do that down the road, which I think could be somewhat interesting.
Definitely. Okay, so the two things that I felt like...
Yeah, what do you guys feel like you have to get off your chest? I think that's the key here.
I don't know if it's necessarily something that is super... it's kind of revealing, but two things that I thought were incredibly hilarious. And one of them, when we were at the Freak, the beginning of things, we were largely left alone. And we kind of did whatever we wanted, produced the kind of shows that we wanted to do. That lasted like not long at all, kind of like what it's going to be like for Barkley when he goes to ESPN.
Oh, no.
So the suits came in and they started trying to get us to, change. And we didn't have a program director at the time. We had a guy that kind of was our program director, but he really didn't pay much attention to us.
I never said a word.
Never really said a word, rarely came out of his office. But when they brought in this guy from the East Coast, he had some pretty wild ideas. So this guy came from old school 90s radio. He was I think he was even older than me, came from the early 90s Howard Stern era. So he wanted us to be doing radio like it was 1991 and doing that type of humor that clearly you can't do nowadays, but was always suggesting that we really, push the envelope and all of the things that we're looking at now in our society now that we're like, well, number one, we just cannot do those things.
Right.
You can't say those things about these certain groups of people, about women. We were not that we were necessarily a high-minded presentation, but we tried to be mindful. I'm not saying any of us were particularly smart, but we wanted to be at least mindful of the content we were doing and do something that was unique and original and not just dig up stuff from 35 years ago. And that seems to be where this guy was coming from, thinking that's how we're going to achieve the most success is stunts and pranks and gags and all of those things that, kind of got Stern famous. Well, and our retort was always like, yeah, but listen to Stern now. He looks back at that version of himself and he's disgusted by it because the guy's matured. Well, we're not 24 years old or 28 years old, just willing to take those kind of risks. And there was one suggestion that he had. I want to talk about this, and then I want to talk about the actual day that we got fired and what that experience was like.
Sure.
Okay. So Cash, I don't know if Mikey ever told you this, but this particular program director, we were in his office. It was Kevin Turner, myself, and Mike Soroy. And he was trying to come up with some shtick, some ideas, some bits for us. And we had done one bit previously where Mikey was pretending he was like in a helicopter and calling us from the cell phone.
I remember that.
And then there was another thing where you were, we did a pre-produced bit where you were like in a race car or something.
Yeah,
we were kind of
a lot of bits.
We were trying
Sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
Garland Richardson.
Yeah, we were trying to do bits like that.
Drinking natty lights while racing an F1 car.
That's right. So this program director wanted us to kind of elevate things and take things up a notch and recommended live on the air for me, and I'm not kidding, to take a cell phone into the iHeart men's room, talk to the guys live on the air on my phone while we're broadcasting to dozens of people.
Dozens.
And rub one out live on the air. And Kevin and Mike were supposed to make bets on how long it would take me to achieve.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not.
Like as a real
100%.
Now, this
not
is
like
like
we're
our-
not like we're whiteboarding. Like we're
No.
This is
what I
like our
want you guys to
post-show meeting.
Yeah.
When we have to go, we're tired or whatever, and have to sit on this couch and like, all right, listen to someone who's not funny or interesting, creative at all. Tell us the reasons why we suck, and we have no numbers to like back up anything we're doing, so we have no defense really.
Yeah.
We're like, all right.
So at the end of him presenting this wonderful idea for us to do on the air,
And Danny and Kevin are just shaking their heads, and I'm like,
I mean, wow. I looked at him and I looked at the guys, and they just
He
had
totally did.
blank stares. And I'm like, mainly I wanted to make sure that I was hearing what I was hearing, that I wasn't misinterpreting this as, is he kidding? Is he serious? Did I hear what I just thought I heard? And I just looked at him and I said his name, and I said, let me ask you something. Did you just recommend for an idea for our show for me to go into the men's room at iHeart
and crank a little rod
and jack off
He literally said that.
while I'm on the phone and we're broadcasting this to Dallas-Fort Worth area?
No, it's wacky, bro.
And he says, yeah, I think I am.
I don't remember what he said, but you 100% said that. Are you saying I should go jack off on the phone?
While we're on the air doing a show. And he goes, yeah.
I think he may have been like, I don't know, I got a lot of ideas.
Yeah. It was something like that. But yeah.
Dear God.
How is that not like a crime?
Well, that's what I followed.
That's where HR gets involved.
Crime.
Yes, and Madigan, once I got clarity on that, I said, I go, what's gonna happen if I'm in there in the stall with my pants down around
And
my
why is
ankles
it you?
why is it me? And I'm
As
on the
Kevin
phone.
and I are like, yeah, Danny should.
Yeah, this is a really good idea. I'm on the phone cranking rod, and I forget to lock the door, and Alex Tran walks in, one of our sales guys.
You all right?
And sees that. I go, not only am I fired, you're fired. We're all gone. I mean, what? I don't know.
No.
I can't. And he said something. I feel like, yeah, I really didn't think of it like that, or something like that.
He was.
But yeah, that actually happened.
That
was
100% happened.
Bit idea.
Not only is that creepy, but it's an FCC violation.
So yes, we didn't get good numbers, but
Just join the broadcast, damn bro.
the point. There's a point to be made here. Maybe we sucked. Maybe nobody liked us. We had a lot of really difficult competition, but we weren't getting a lot of help.
Yeah.
No,
Getting
we
a
had
lot of good suggestions.
well, not even suggestions. We had no help
Yeah.
in any front. Like pick, and being at the ticket forever. I mean, pick a wing of the ticket that does work efficiently.
Marketing,
Marketing,
promotions.
management, even.
Yeah. There were no departments.
I mean, we can even do and down the road, who knows? We may have a lot to say about Cat. Jeff Catlin, our former boss. That fucker was there early, and all he cared about was the ticket crushing everyone's assholes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. And and now there are some other, there are many layers to that. That's all he cared about. I assume that's all he still cares about. And part of that is creating an environment where there's no one else even living or breathing. If you are not a P1 or a ticket employee, everyone else is dead to us instantly. And you may disagree with that. And there's layers to that as well. But that dude was in there giving the highest of Fs all day, every day. And I didn't get along with him all that well, and it was fine. I mean, it took me 10 years to feel like I gained that guy's respect as now you're a member of the ticket. Literally 10 years.
I was,
Of him making sure that the door felt closed to me. And that was then built into the financial aspect of it and whatever. Which is a complex conversation, but that dude cared every day.
That's not a unique feeling. I'll say this. I started there in 1999, and I started actually before I actually worked there. I would say my relationship with him was as a friend. I became buddies with him and friends with him. We'd go to concerts together. We would hang out socially. And I'll say this. I don't even think until the day that I put in my 2 weeks notice that I ever felt legit part of the team. I always felt, and maybe that's my own hangups.
No, but that's also
could be. I always felt like an outsider.
That's also part of.
So I'm just saying that's not unique to that. That was pretty common.
That's part of the culture, and that goes way wider than the ticket. It's like, any.
Is it like the Battle of Midway? Is that what you're about to?
People
It's
want
the
to be in sports.
Ticket AF.
People want to be in sports, and there's just an assumption that if we have the platform, that if we can get somebody else. And to somebody like you that's been around for decades, and you don't feel that way until you first raise your hand up and go, yeah, I'm going to go do something else. Then oh shit, well, actually, I do value you. But that's not said or thought of or shown during that time. And that's what sucks.
And it wasn't because I never got any compliments or any strokes or anything like that. That was, I never felt.
Tried for that.
I never felt. Yeah, they tried at the Freak.
Yeah.
I never felt like I wasn't appreciated, but I never felt like I was one of the real core of the team.
But what's the value in that for him?
Right.
To ensure that are you kidding? I didn't live here, but I don't remember a ticket without Andy Balis. Yeah. Me, I understand. I came in, 07 or something like that. The ticket was already very successful.
I came in 4 years after they started.
But what's the value in that for him? Is that strictly a financial
I think so.
Yeah, pretty much.
thing to make you feel marginalized or small, and then you don't ask or think you're bigger than you are, and you don't have to fight for a little more compensation?
And I'm not even making it personal with him. That is just corporate America.
Yeah. But he is ingrained deeply in corporate America.
Well, at least with that company,
yes,
with the ticket for sure.
Right.
That branch of it. I can't speak to how he aligns with all of the overriding theme of that company as a whole. But as far as the subsidiary, that branch, yes,
Yeah.
that's his life.
Yes. And we could have used that, a half of that at the Freak.
A tenth of it.
A tenth of it.
Yeah.
Like someone who gave a fuck
Yeah.
and tried to push it forward and believed in it in the slightest way.
Yes.
I think I said it in our PD's office multiple times. Like, if we could get a breath of wind in our sails, we'd be a lot better off.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
like our management didn't even listen to the show. Like there was some nuanced, funny shit we were doing. Like I will croak soon, and if I croak on air here, cut it and put that shit on TikTok, please. We need that.
Yes, sir.
But I will croak, not doubting that what we did was funny and creative.
I agree.
Whether it's not good or whether it's only funny to me or to you or to our small circle of people who are involved in it, like, fine. That's certainly debatable and maybe not even debatable. Maybe just obvious. It was only funny to you guys. But, like, that shit was solid. But God damn it, did no one there believe in us or give us I don't want to say give us a chance, because obviously we did have that. But again, as we described on the first time we talked about this, the chance was given by a woman who was interested, liked what we did, and then was fired 8 days before we went on the air.
A person that got it.
Yeah. And it maybe takes a little time. And yes, we were creeping in the right direction slowly. Yes. And how ratings work, God knows. And they didn't care about podcast numbers, because our podcast downloads were amazing the whole time.
Because people were listening to the ticket, and then they would listen to us.
And then checking our shit out whenever they wanted to.
Yep.
But these companies, these long-term, Cumulus and iHeart better than Cumulus, I think, in my eyes, they're printing newspapers and screaming that the internet doesn't exist and streaming doesn't exist.
Even though iHeart is one of the largest podcast hosting companies in the world.
iHeart, way better.
Yeah.
But you would have thought they would have looked at the fact that we're in the top 2%. Our shows, we made downloaded podcasts.
We made a joke about it earlier, to listen to our podcast on the iHeart app. It's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and then iHeart for the users that listen to this show, what we're doing right now. iHeart is above Amazon.
Really?
As far as the platform that people use to listen to this podcast version.
Just bummed. I mean, I don't know. It was such a cool opportunity, and overall, yes,
They didn't know what to do with it.
They didn't.
Once that lady left, they had no idea.
Which was before we started.
The company had never dipped their toes into a real talk format from stem to stern.
But do you think
it's a highly corporatized, musically overly programmed music company?
Do you think
That's what
anyone
they
there
do.
cared wanting it to work, because then we can sit back in our office and be like, oh, I love it. This is good, but not cared enough to actually contribute to any success, but just, I don't want to say just effing cared, but I just don't understand. Here's an example. We did a thing called Free Fall, right?
God, that was great.
And Free
That
Fall
was really good.
was an idea that I pitched to Kat. I can show you emails. I pitched Kat so much shit. Like, I love Big Brother on CBS, Madigan. And I was like, we have the compound, right? Or the compound. Like, why don't we spice it up and create some games, and then someone leaves, and I'm like, and then you stick someone. Imagine Jub being like losing these games, and then he's got to do the last few hours of the compound alone. I'm like, this is perfect.
He's hanging on a wall, getting his hose sprayed in his face.
Yes. It's terrible. I'm like, it was basically free fall. I pitched it at the ticket multiple times. I could read the emails and show you the dates, which got no response. Where I'm like, all right, again, going back to them making me, for whatever value it was to them, feel like I was not part of the ticket, even though I'd been there 5, 10, 7, 8 years. Mm-hmm. But I pitched it, and then we did it because at the beginning of the Freak, we had a lot of freedom.
Yep.
And despite that being completely true, what you just said about go jack off on your phone as just a suggestion, generally we did have
jack off while I'm on my phone, not. I mean, these things are like $1,000,
and
dude.
you probably need 2 phones
in this economy.
Yeah, it's true.
You probably need 2 phones if you wanted to do it properly.
One for inspiration, one as a receptacle.
What was
we did? Hold on, let me do the free fall thing real quick.
Okay,
is that okay?
Yeah,
but
go.
Please, if you have any chat, I would love to hear them. So we did free fall. It was funny as hell. Where all of our hosts started the morning together, all of us dressed up. Like, I was dressed in full golf gear because I'm like, I'll be on the tee box at 9:30 a.m. You know, like jokes.
Yep.
Danny was in a suit as always. and we played games, and someone gets eliminated, and then the last person who lost had to suffer of doing the last hour by themselves.
Every hour, somebody gets to go home.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so you might have gotten dressed up, ready to go, expecting to be there for, you know,
12 hours or 10 hours, however long it was.
Right.
but you might get done and have the whole day to yourself
Yeah,
and
exactly.
whatever.
I'm like, it's fun.
And then nobody
Fun-ass
thinks
idea.
nobody thinks that they're going to be left alone
Right.
at the end to do a whole hour by themselves.
And Kevin Turner is an absolute
beast.
animal who
Beast.
created all these games, and it worked. It was funny as fuck and different.
we could do that here, by
it-
the way. I don't know. Well, I'm not speaking for
Yeah,
Madigan.
Madigan, do all that.
But like, no. I mean, if we had a
Intern.
Make up
help.
a free fall now.
no, but I mean like a Zoom call with everybody, anybody that we would want to invite. Everybody's in, starting at 8:00, and then maybe every half hour, people drop
I'm
off
in,
until eventually
although
there's somebody that
I shot
stays
my
here till
wad with
4
free
a.m.
fall on that
Well,
station.
the thing about
Very doable.
the thing about free fall is after we did the first one, and keep this in mind, talk about no support. We had to hire a social media person and a camera person out of our own pockets to come in to film us doing this stuff and promote it on social media.
And even to make like the graphics
Yes.
of like all of
No
us like
way.
skydiving.
We paid. We all pulled our money out of pocket to pay for
like, all right.
to
Oh
pay
my
for Ashley to
gosh.
come up and do all of that stuff for us, and we did it, and it was
It was funny as
amazing.
hell.
And but it was our highest rated thing that we'd
Nope,
ever done.
It
by
was
a
well rated,
mile.
and then the downloads were through the effing roof.
Yeah.
Like we had a chart which they would show us. It was like downloads are great. This day was like bomb downloads, and then back down to here. Did we do Free Fall 2 or no?
Yes.
Okay, so then we did Free Fall 2 right around when that PD got there, and we did it. Whatever.
I lost the second one. Remember?
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
lost-
Yeah. That's where Metallica came in.
Oh, that was amazing. But Danny had to do the last hour
I was
programming
so
by
nervous.
himself. No, you were awesome. You were really good, actually.
Actually.
So we snuck. You're right.
Surprisingly.
Trust me, it's a surprise. if
Why'd you
if
say
he thinks
actually?
that.
It's like a Wes Henderson line.
Would have been better without the actual.
No, it was good. Why'd you say no? So
anyway.
we snuck the second one right under, and then the third one's going to be. It was going to be Free Fall 3 Nuclear Winter, because it was like
Right.
it did be January, and we had the graphics were like this will be fun, this is good, and they said no, we don't want to do this. We want to stick to really hitting topics and whatever the fuck this survey that because they did one survey where they asked 500 people, whatever. So they're like, no, we can't do it. We're like, well, look at the podcast numbers. We showed you. You showed us how the days we do this, it's different. It's cool. It's something else. It's innovative. And then we couldn't even get an answer on why we couldn't do it. They're just like, no, we can't do it.
There's so much truth.
And then I tweeted out, remember this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember I tweeted out a Twitter poll. Like, would you guys like us to do Free Fall 3 Nuclear Winter or just regular programming? And Free Fall 3 like annihilated it. And our boss or
He got
PD,
pissed.
somebody had sent out an email a few weeks before, like, don't mention, like, not to mention Free Fall.
Yeah.
Don't mention the one thing that we know fucking worked, you fuck. Don't mention it. Why? I feel like maybe we should mention things that work.
Yelling, Mikey.
Well, am I fucking
Yelling,
wrong?
Mikey.
No, you're
Mikey.
Like, that's insane.
Screaming all the time.
Not only don't
Screaming
do it,
all the time.
don't mention it. Well, okay, sorry, quick question. Why wouldn't we mention that? The one thing that we have analytics that worked. So I said that poll out, and the next fucking day, he's like, who sent that tweet out?
Who sent that tweet out?
And I'm like, bam, I sent the tweet out.
Why'd you do that?
And I think,
I think that's what they said.
I'm like,
Because I want to help.
Didn't
Yeah.
we say not to mention that?
I'm like, well, did you check my contract? Because it says 12 months severance.
I don't think they did. Look, you
And
tapped.
I didn't know it then either.
You tapped into something when we discussed this
Into.
a couple of weeks ago.
The phone.
And when the woman that was our advocate, that was the spearhead of this entire thing, got fired, they bring in somebody else, I guess, to oversee everything. And that person says, what? This wasn't my idea.
Yes.
If it's not their idea, then they're going to do everything they can to change it, to alter it, to remold it, to where it looks like it's their idea.
Yes.
And if that then doesn't work, then it's our fault and it's a failure when we had no support. They wouldn't tap in on the things that were mildly successful and expand on those. So we were kind of like at a loss. And you just knew that the days were numbered.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just conducted ourselves as such because it's like we start getting ratings. What do? They change the shows.
Yeah, they change.
The second we start getting ratings and actually showing a blip on the radar screen and possibly maybe in a year could be competing for the afternoon drive spot.
Yep.
I'm not going to be as bold to say that we would ever beat the hard line. I'm not stupid, but at least to be in the
Well, they were getting like
in the
eights. We were like
conversation.
2.5 threes. I'm like,
But that went from where that was before, it was something that was growing, and then they decide, well, let's put Mikey and Danny on mornings, and then put Kavanaugh and Julie with Mike Reiner on the afternoons.
yeah,
Which confused everyone.
because no one thinks of mornings when they no one screams mornings more than Danny Balis
Me and this
Mike
guy.
Savoy.
The guys that
6 a.m.
at the time, I mean, before I had a kid, it's like I was on the Mike Soroy wake up schedule.
Yeah.
It's either AM or PM, but it was right around there, right around the M.
I do want to caveat every time we talk about this, and yes, we have some
There's
beef
so much more to discuss.
and
too.
way more to discuss. But the absolute bottom line is we were hired to do a show and we didn't get ratings. We got fired from that show. So we're not like so delusional that we're like point every finger and your fault.
No,
like,
This is
no,
not
not at
sour
all.
grapes,
Not at
even
all.
though it sounds like sour grapes.
No, it's fun.
No, but there's
It's fun to
parts
talk
of
about.
it.
Conversation. It's just some knowledge.
It's
that's
the
being
meat.
shared.
It's the meat.
We even
Is
had
the meat.
so many conspiracy theories that
Oh
there
my
was
God.
so much internal sabotage going on. And then, I listened to that, me listing off Korean restaurants. It's like, we didn't really need outside saboteurs to get our ratings bad.
Leave us to it.
Yeah, we got this.
We're
We can
fine.
tank,
We'll show you.
we
how
can
to,
tank this motherfucker, no problem.
We'll show you how to fail.
Right, real quick, one little fun fact about Freefall that I don't think anybody knows. Part of Freefall was rigged. Both times. Part of it was rigged to make sure that one particular member of the staff was sent home early.
Boo.
Yep.
Maybe a member that
But it was somebody that
provided nothing
provided nothing
ever.
that
Shocking.
needed to be sent home early for the health
So it's a good
of
rating.
the rest of the group.
Maybe
Yes.
we discuss that next time right here on Cirque Du Sirois. I think let's use the lead in that we get from Eureka, and then maybe we could just the people who leave their TVs on. Go ahead and do that. All right, what do we got? That's the meat.
Jesus.
We're past time. We got a lot.
Yeah,
of
we're going to
shit.
go to break here in a second, but I think one thing that's really, really super important is for everyone here to know to subscribe, like, all that stuff. What we're trying to do here is something that we feel
There he is.
is original and crucial.
Yeah.
With all the love and support you give. But our ideas are bigger than just one little show. We have a network that we're going to create, and we're going to show original programming here, including new shows each and every week here on CDS. And so I think I would like to hand this over there as Mike introduces one of the newest shows
This is a first.
that will be available here.
I've never.
And go.
Should I read the title too or no?
No, just read the copy.
Tired of adulting? So is Mikey. He's unemployed, slightly sticky, and constantly arguing with the two miniature freeloaders on his shoulders. One's a saintly buzzkill, the other a tiny, horny enabler. Every day is an epic smackdown between do the right thing and do shots off a stranger's chest. Will Mikey finally get his act together? Probably not. But watching him try is way funnier than anything you're currently doing. Get ready for divine intervention, diabolical suggestions, and enough poor life choices to make you feel good about your own. It's halos, horns, and hangovers because Rock Bottom has Wi-Fi and Mikey's got a full-time residency.
Oh, my God.
This is the first one I got to make and write without anybody knowing, so I hope you'll enjoy.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let me-
I am tuning into that.
Look at horns.
Look at that horny motherfucker.
Halos, horns, and hangovers. Madigan. And with just like a nice picture in the middle too, like a normal.
I'm just here to do regular things.
You look so handsome in the middle, and on the left, you look like
I'm going to achieve. I'm an angel.
like a gay French waiter. And on the other side, you look like Brian Johnson from AC/DC.
That does look like
Who's got a pocket full of ecstasy?
Yeah.
On the left, I look like the guy who finished.
You should have seen version 1 when I had a bunch of hookers on the horn side.
Yeah, really? You
And then I had
changed
like
it?
sports cars on the halos, and then I was like, I'm getting carried
What's
away.
on the horn side? Just darkness and a red light.
Yes, Gotham. I think I googled.
On the left, I'm like a guy who
Googled
finished
Gotham.
6th in the F1 race. All right. Well, Halo. Okay. Thank you, Madigan. Madigan texts me today. He's like, she's like, can I just do the show?
I got this.
I'm like, I said, haha, absolutely. And I was worried that I might be featured in it. Well, Halo's Horns and Hangovers on
Coming
Tuesday.
soon. Yeah.
On Tuesday, right here on CDS. All right. Quick pause.
Let's
we'll
take a
come
brief
back.
pause in action as we get order restored.
Thank you. And then we have a lot. Cash, tell them.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Cirque Du Sirois show. This is episode number 6. Is that right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Really?
Whopping
How we doing?
1-5.
How are you doing?
Fine. Why? I yelled.
You purged.
I yelled a little bit. I didn't.
You got it out of your system, right? You needed that.
OKC's up by
Healthy
10.
for you.
I think so.
In case you care about game 1 of the finals, we just want to keep people.
Yeah,
updated.
we got Coach Carlisle's text a minute ago.
Boo, go Pacers.
I'm on a group with him and Mikey and Machine.
Damn it.
What? They're up 10. Second half.
Machine, who follows
third
the
quarter.
Long John Silver's Twitter account. In case you forgot.
Do we owe a moment of silence? You want to knock that out real quick for your?
Absolutely. Daniel,
Is that okay?
I think that it's very important that everybody know that we appreciate all our sponsors. And one of our sponsors is Daniel. And Daniel, all he requested is 10 seconds of silence in each show for a month. And I think that's fair because what are we anyway, right? So thank you, Daniel. I will now begin your 10 seconds of silence. Okay, I mean, silence is silence.
It was during the silence.
Water feature,
You can have a fucking drink during the silence.
10 seconds. Can we just do 10 seconds? And begin.
It's Rick Carlisle.
During the game?
You know what? I'll decline it for Daniel.
Can we just get the 10 seconds?
I'll send him a voicemail. It's hard to do though. He might need.
But just the 10 seconds.
he might not know what he
Just
should
10
do.
seconds of freaking
During
silence.
the NBA. All right. And now,
I went to Goodwill today.
That counts. That counts, Daniel.
and now silence.
Honestly, the best you've ever done. Congratulations, man.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you go to Goodwill today?
Dude, I bought this coat.
You bought that coat today?
Yeah, $14.
Yelling Mikey early in the
fantastic.
second half of the show.
It looks fantastic.
Rick Carlisle saw Mikey's braids and was like, I need him on my team.
I declined a call from a coach who's literally coaching in the NBA Finals right now for that guy.
Had he been up 10, you probably would have taken it.
How do you do that, huh?
Maybe he was calling you for advice on how to get back in this game.
We won't know. I imagine our listeners probably would rather me have taken that call and talked to Rick.
Yeah, it would have been better to just
Then
have
be
you pop
quiet
it up.
for Daniel.
Daniel would have appreciated that
I
better than
would
the
ha-
10 seconds.
Then why were you fucking yelling at me?
Why are you yelling at me now?
Why'd you yell at me? to
I am
silence it?
trying to give a sponsor what they want. You are trying to derail constantly, asshole.
But something happens. If something happens in that 10 seconds, we have to.
I would like to point out that the chat bullied Cash into putting shoes on.
Oh, here we
No, they'll be a back off. They'll be back off.
The dogs have
I
been
don't get-
contained
I don't get-
You are a
So
bitch.
in the
gross.
kennel.
I don't get bullied.
Chat says a couple of things, and you are a bitch.
I had to go to the
Chat-
potty.
Your chat's bitch.
You're Chat's bitch. Cash is Chat's bitch.
What's up with the light bright, by the way? Can you do an ISO on Cash so we can... So
Happy
if,
Pride Month, everybody.
Available.
so if you're gay and have $50, you can
Gay
be
from
on
I know
the,
this one's for you.
be on the light bright too.
Just email us at cirquedusirois@gmail.com if you'd like to purchase this prime territory. The next show. I won't be here
Where are
to
you
protect
going?
you.
Where are you going? That's so important.
You may not be gay, but it's only $50. So you know a lot of people do stuff for $50.
Hey, money's green. This is multicolored.
Cirque Du Sirois at gmail.com. And we would love to encourage sponsors who would like to support what we're doing and basically fuel this runaway train. Buy us some coal
Try to keep us on track.
Get Mikey more pink
and
cocaine.
get us to the destination that we're trying to train. We're making train puns.
All aboard.
Choo choo. Choo choo for future sponsors.
What?
Now that's what's gonna get them.
Choo choo, future
Oh,
sponsors.
I just got 3 Venmos at the same time.
All right. I believe that one.
Let's go to the velvet rope.
Yeah, step inside.
Step into the world of A-list celebrities like us. Nah, that'll never happen, but we'll give you a peek just beyond the velvet rope.
Fill up Cash's caboose with expensive foods to make those bathroom visits meaningful.
Yes.
If you eat more expensive stuff, your time in there is more valuable.
I thought you were going to make another train joke. So you made he used the
Right.
velvet rope open to make another train joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Caboose was right there.
Caboose was right there.
You fucked up again.
Yeah, and you just talked about doo-doo.
I can collect your good ideas later.
Coal. Okay,
Feed
okay,
the
okay. You know what?
Come on.
Yes, I'll get coal. I will collect. I don't know.
So I think that the velvet
at
rope.
least-
If he weren't your brother.
No, but it was at least an attempt,
just
and it was in
tried,
the neighborhood
dude.
of a joke.
I just tried. The velvet
get
rope
back on track.
is supposed to be an entertainment segment, and it will be in a moment. But we're going to take it with some news of the day to begin it, because if you're under a rock, then guess what? Our president and Elon Musk got into it today. And so the last 6 hours have been a wild freaking ride. And so I'm going to catch everybody up on what's going on up to this point, and then tie it into something that's happening Saturday, which I've been selling you on for the better part of a month, which is going to be freaking outstanding and awesome. And what happened today between Trump and Elon, I think is creating a peak for what Saturday night is probably going to be freaking unbelievable. And I think that, what we'll get into with the Good Night, Good Luck Broadway show, which was a movie, we'll get there in a second. There's something happening Saturday that if you don't care about Broadway plays, or if you don't care about politics even, this is probably going to be a little news mushroom cloud that today, because of what happened today between these two guys, I think is going to be even more incredible. So set your DVR or whatever, because I think this is going to be sick. If you don't know what's going on, obviously Trump was in charge of, Elon was in charge of the Doge deal, where we are just slashing left and right, and we don't care. We're not paying attention to what lives or what government, the butterfly wings off of each government agency, all the things and the people that are involved in those things. We're slashing, right? Because we just have the unbelievable power to do anything we want without actually thinking it through. It's fire before you aim. But today, I guess over the last couple of weeks, Elon Musk has left the administration. Whether it's his choice or the administration's choice or whatever, he has, gone off into the background. And I don't know why anyone would think that this would go quietly into that good night, but it definitely didn't. And so the richest guy in the world, maybe top 3, I have no idea what the count is, he left, and the first thing that he said, it was interesting because it was policy and then personal. So Elon Musk today, or maybe yesterday, said that he didn't agree with this big, beautiful bill that Trump. I mean,
They
I know.
literally called that.
Yes.
That's what everybody's calling it.
I think that's what it's actually called.
The big, beautiful bill. That's what Donald Trump said that he was going to, push forward to make everything perfect. Which is, again,
Like it used to be like Operation Freedom and then bombs everywhere.
Operation Release the
Like
Grizzlies.
it was kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
But then he said it's called
Big beautiful bill.
Big Beautiful Bill.
So
That
Elon
alone is magical.
What happened a couple days ago is that, or yesterday, Elon criticized Trump's big, beautiful bill. He called it, are you ready for these hard words? He called it an abomination. He called it full of pork.
That's a good old school term.
Right. And that's
Pork filled.
right. That is the most.
Well, we love pork. I love pork.
Who doesn't love pork? Pork meat.
Delicious pork.
Some kind of pork meat.
I do love pork meat. At your tailgate this weekend.
And then Elon said that that nobody read it, that it's full of garbage, which is exactly what happens with every different president, every different administration. You get shit through that at the headline says what you believe in and how you think is the best way to, get America to XYZ. And the way that you get it approved is by making deals in the side and putting a bunch of stuff in that nobody cares about or pays attention to. And that's how deals get done. It's literally called business. And
You read the first 7 or 8 words and go, okay.
And so
it's kind of like e-news.
yeah, virtually exactly like that. So, Elon, once he got shuttered aside because he's being a little too Elon, and Trump has got to be the only guy in the room, he eventually said, you know what? This thing is thick. It's hundreds of pages. Nobody read it, which is exactly what happens every time, no matter who's president. That's what happens. Called it garbage. So that is a making fun of policy, not personal. So today at 12:08 p.m., President Trump was sitting with the Chancellor of Germany in the Oval Office, and he decided to get a little bit personal because of the comments that Elon made about policy. And so he started personally making fun of Elon and how everybody that leaves the administration suddenly turns, right? Mm-hmm. And then the nice, and then the easy thing to say is, oh, that's a disgruntled person. They're not happy that they're not in the circle anymore. They got an axe to grind. They suck. So Trump criticized Elon at 12:08. At 12:46, Elon tweets that if it wasn't for him, Trump loses the election. And that's personal, according to Trump, because I can win with all by myself constantly all the time. He tweeted that if it wasn't for him, Trump loses the election. Trump then answered that Elon was wearing thin inside the room, and he took away the EV mandate that that Elon was so, that felt was so important to him. And again, remember, President Trump did a freaking car show in front of the White House with
Did an
Teslas.
ad for Tesla, basically.
I mean,
He loves Tesla.
Can
It's
you-
all computer.
can
He
you
loves
even
it.
process how crazy that is? I mean, like, where have we, again, I'm not even talking shit about Trump. Like the administration doing a commercial for any company, period, on the front lawn of the White House. Like, dude,
Years
imagine
beyond crazy.
Doritos.
So we're numb to it. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's like a president being like Pringles.
Delicious.
That crunch.
It gets you every time.
I
That
love
crunch,
it.
though.
Every one.
But that's...
These ruffles do have ridges.
And
Look at
Elon,
'em.
the rich guy, was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay, well, as soon as as Trump says, well, the EV thing is out of the way, Elon tweets, such a lie, so sad. So sad. And about 2:30, so 2 hours after this whole thing started, Elon lit the place on fire, tweeting this. The time to drop the really big bomb is here. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason that they have not made it public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Ooh.
So now this is very personal for your president.
For your president, Danny.
Trump said the easiest way to save billions, again, now we're personal, the easiest way to save billions is to get rid of the billions of dollars of subsidies and government contracts that we've given to you, Elon. Which sounds plausible, I guess. But I mean, if he was the guy you chose to be in charge of cutting the deficit and not spending money, now you can't just say, well, that the guy that I had in here was feathering his own nest. But whatever. So Elon said, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will now begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So
We had a dragon?
Whoa. Maybe we should go back to that.
Studio audience.
Dragon.
You guys
See?
have to come every time.
Did you see what happened in the series finale of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
We know what those fuckers can do.
Yeah. But we have a dragon.
We have a dragon, and Elon's
We have
going
one?
to decommission our dragon.
Baby dragons, or we have 3?
I don't know what stage of life they're in.
How many dragons do we have?
So, for anybody that is not educated and listening to news from these idiots, the Dragon is the name of the rocket ship that, because of gutting of NASA and getting SpaceX in as the... Don't just sort of...
No, I mean, just,
We were all
we know
explaining
this
it.
stuff.
We're all
We're just kind of...
Dinosaur spaceship sound fun.
Commissioning.
You say it's a dragon.
Is it like an in-water dragon, out-of-water dragon?
The commissioning the dragons.
It's just one of many
Is
things
it an ice
that
dragon?
we don't think through. And now, travel to the International Space Station. Basically, all of space travel has kind of been privatized, giving the power to Elon. And now Elon feels slighted. And so we're just having a nice little dick fight. So, like,
It's insane.
yes.
It was very juicy today.
But it's also, it is insane. It's like how, oh God. I feel like old person when I say, how did we get here? It didn't used to be like this. But it didn't. And guess what?
But it's been
20
like
years
this
from now,
long enough.
it's
that
going to be more crazier.
It's normal.
Is it? No, it's not going to get more
It
crazy.
has to.
This has to be the.
Oh, this is the thing?
Saying that for
No. Only
I'm saying all old
ever.
people.
Our current president is a bit different.
Yes.
This is. We have to return to some level of political normalcy. I think.
Well,
you not think so?
no.
I think this is
No,
an
no,
outlier
I think,
of like,
no, I hope. Dude, I hope.
Hang on.
You don't
Like,
put
that's
these
literally-
horses back in the barn, man. It's
That
just going to be
is
the
a good-
next version.
That's a great point.
It'll be the next version.
That's a
on
great-
either side.
So then some other people get in the chat, like Steve Bannon decided to,
I'm sure he'll be level.
Yeah.
He's a
But the real-
measured
I'm seeing-
response.
I'm seeing this conversation killed my buzz, dragging these nuts on your face.
No, we're going to get...
Dragging these nuts on my face.
We're going to get to somewhere that is actually going to be useful for you people. But Steve Bannon jumped in, and more importantly, Kanye jumped in. Who is a...
Boo.
Well, I mean, what are we booing? He's an American.
How he treated Bianca Censori. That's what we're booing.
Well, Mikey wants to chime in with all his thoughts on Bianca Censori.
She wears outfits that are really not outfits because you can see right through them and you can see her whole vagina.
Yep.
Is that the
All
wife?
the nipple, whole circumference.
That's right.
Ex-wife, they got a divorce. She finally stood up for herself.
Yep. And we support her.
Well,
we
Kanye's tweet was, "Bros, please no, we love you both so much."
It's helpful.
You know he got stanky breath.
Who?
Kanye. When Kim divorced him, she like talked about. They were like, "What's your number one thing that you want in your next husband?" And she was like, "Good dental hygiene. I can't do that breath anymore."
Really?
And apparently he wears all those grills because all of his teeth have like rotted out of his mouth.
Just go to Dr. Ted.
Yeah. Dr. Ted Hume.
Take good care of you.
Cirque Du Sirois brought to you by Dr. Ted Hume, a great dentist here in DFW.
Okay,
Thank you, Ted.
so
don't put
no, that's good.
halos, horns, and
All right,
hangover.
so this is something that I want to bring up, which fits into Velvet Rope.
Okay.
And it's God almighty. It's topical, and it was something that I've been talking to Mikey about for a couple of weeks once I heard about it. Danny, are you Broadway guy? Have you ever been to a Broadway play?
I've never been to Broadway, but I've been to several shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Here?
seen Jersey Boys twice.
Off Broadway.
Book of Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been to a real Broadway show in New York. No.
And I'm not broke. I'm not Broadway.
Broke ass bitch.
Broke ass Danny.
Broke
I'm not Broadway guy.
I saw Jersey Boys at Pocket Sandwich Theater, which is awesome.
I think it was whatever that thing is
The
in the Arts
Mockingbird.
District.
No, that
Pockets. Next to Jason's Deli?
Yeah, absolutely next to Jason's right in the corner. Golf Tech right above it.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go to get a new North Face hoodie at Whole Earth Provisions and then take it a play.
I shopped there many times.
Yes.
Pocket Sandwich Theater, amazing.
It's one of my favorite sandwich theaters.
Yeah.
What are your
Yep.
What are your other three?
We don't have time.
Earl of Sandwich.
We'll do part 2 of that next time.
So something is happening this week that I want to draw everybody's attention to. I went to Broadway like a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks, and saw Good Night and Good Luck. Good Night and Good Luck is a movie, for those that don't know, from 2005. It was written by George Clooney and directed by George Clooney.
Was it his first?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, we're going to get into a bunch of firsts.
Way
And
to
I'm
go,
glad that you've
George.
seen the movie. So Danny's actually seen the movie.
A couple times.
Mike's never seen the movie or the play, obviously. And Good Night and Good Luck is about the 50s witch hunt with Edward R. Murrow.
Yep.
And how Senator Joseph McCarthy was saying that there was all these communists inside
In Hollywood.
the
In
Department.
the entertainment world. Yeah.
Yes. No, but also in the Department of Justice. Like it was Hollywood, and it was also in the political scheme. And so the communists are taking over in the 50s. It was the guy's name is David Strathairn, which, to be honest, I know him by look. And then I read when I Googled him, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to remember him. His name just does not come to mind, but he's been in 8 Men Out, The Firm, The Bourne movies, Lincoln. He is somebody that you absolutely would know. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about? Okay, that's fine. He is an incredible actor.
Yeah.
He was the main actor in 2005's Good Night, Good Luck.
Yep.
So it's Joseph McCarthy. He shot to fame when he tried to get 200 card-carrying communists, infiltrated the U.S. government, and it's basically a tribute to journalism, a cautionary tale for what leaders do in their quest for power. It's basically like, dude, how has journalism lost its effing way? How the hell, whether you watch CNN, Fox, freaking MSNBC, whatever, how have we turned into, right, that's what I'm saying. You know him. But how the hell have we turned into a bunch of talking freaking heads that know nothing? The Cirque Du Sirois show.
Thank you.
But we don't
Brought to you
have
by Dr. Ted.
we don't pretend to be arguing journalistic things. But it's an incredible movie, and it was done in 2005, and it is very, very, very topical with the things that are going on right now. So I went to the Broadway play. It's George Clooney as the main actor, as Edward R. Murrow. He has never been on Broadway before.
No kidding.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
was he nervous when he went up there? Was he shitting bricks?
well, I didn't talk to him.
Sweaty.
I didn't talk to him, but
Did he say line a lot?
he didn't. Instead, he did a really good job as a professional.
right.
I guess if he lost his way, he might have said line,
Line.
but he did not.
Okay.
So this play,
Was the understudy just stretching?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Ready to come.
I'm
In
ready.
a deep lunge on side left.
Right, Steve Buscemi is just ready at a moment's notice.
Greg Mooney.
So this play was awesome. If you've seen the movie, it basically follows the same story as if you've seen the play, it's the same as the movie. But they are using the same stories, the same this shit is cyclical, man.
Are they modernizing it?
So That's why I wanted to bring this up, because
Okay.
I've talked to Mikey about this, and the ending is so powerful. The story is the same. They're talking about Edward R. Murrow and how journalism has lost its way, and how you have to fight for what's right and speak truth to power and not be bent by sticking your head up, right? Like that's what everybody's fear is that I'm going to stick my head up and I'm going to be bashed down by those in power, despite the fact that I feel that I'm right.
Like Danny at the ticket.
Oh,
Almost in every way. God, I admire you.
Thank you.
you're our Edward R. Murrow. Go ahead.
So, the way that they modernize it, and what's really, really cool about this, and this is why I was talking to Mikey about it and why I've been excited about it before what freaking happened today. What happened, the reason that we're talking about this in the Velvet Rope, brought to you by a company that could sponsor this segment, is that what happened today is, I thought before today, what happens in the play is going to rattle the cage on Saturday. It's Saturday at 7 p.m. on CNN. It is the first Broadway play in the history of Broadway to do a live performance that is simulcast live on television.
Okay. I want to know, do you know any details about the production of this as far as how they're going to translate that to television?
Again, being in the room,
Yeah.
it fits perfectly because, again, he's Edward R. Murrow. He is on a show. I've forgotten the name of the show. It's Just the Facts or something like that. And
Facts of Life, I think.
that's
with
not
Tootie.
it. That's not it. No,
Edward R. Murrow and
Joe was the
Tootie.
hot one.
No, Joe was the mean one that could whoop your ass, wasn't she?
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm trying to be inclusive.
And Blair.
Blair was the hot one. Blair was the hot one.
And Natalie was the one that Cash liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that
so
who he bought the panties from?
Here during Pride Month.
I mean, God, why can't I just?
It's hard, isn't it?
How many panties have you bought online? Over or under?
Thank you for not laughing too loud at that.
Over or under
Anyway, the
50?
point is that it is a lot of the show is them preparing for him to do his television broadcast,
Sure.
and then he speaks to camera, and then the camera is shown to the people in the audience on old 50 styles TVs, right? It is going to work perfectly on TV, and most importantly, they bring it up at the end, and there was a moment that it sucked the wind out of everybody that was watching in the theater. It was holy shit. And what he does, Clooney does so brilliantly, is that he brings all this insanity and all the things about how did we get here all up into a point at the very, I'm talking about, please watch this thing. And at the very end, they run a video that takes us from the 50s to present day. And in a short period of 2 minutes or whatever, clips from all news. This isn't left-leaning. This isn't right-leaning. There is CNN, there is MSNBC, there is Fox News, and it takes us in a multiple cut scene right to the last thing. And again, what's one of the great things about going to a Chappelle show nowadays, the cell phones get put in bags. At Broadway, there's nobody with their cell phone out. And so this is out there, and they've been running it, and this play has been incredibly successful. I'll get to that in a second. But the point is even if you've read a review or you've seen it, the video isn't out there, and it's going to be on CNN. It's going to be live. And the multi-cut of what happens at the very end took my breath away, and it ends, the last frame you see is Elon Musk doing his salute.
Oh.
And
his Roman salute.
Whatever. Again, I really genuinely think the guy was just like, from my heart to all you people. That's what
I thought you were going to do it.
I didn't.
I thought you were going to do it.
Didn't.
Do it for the people who don't know what you're talking
won't
about.
do it. I won't do it. I will
Just do what Elon did, which was not a Nazi thing. Do that.
Well, you just do it.
Do the one that wasn't a Nazi thing.
Yeah, do a non-Nazi Roman salute. Here's Cash.
Is that what Hitler would have liked?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the point is that it
Chat.
ties its what?
The chat's like, do it, Cash, do it, please, Cash, do it.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The point is that it is
Visual learners.
so sincere and so smart and so to the moment. And I believed that before what happened today, it would have gotten new. I'm telling you, it would have gotten news all over the world because these clips are going to be viral.
You pumped me up when we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
because he saw it.
Yeah.
and I'm like, hell yes. And I like when networks, CNN has never even come close to this.
Nobody's done a Broadway play, period.
They do a live anything,
Yeah.
whether it's a shitty live sitcom. I'm at least curious about it. I don't know if I watch it or don't. But yeah, he told me about it and got me kind of hyped up. And so it's Saturday night, 7:00.
And so the very end of this thing is going to be a clip that would have been viral had
this shit not happening.
Elon and Trump not freaking gotten into it today. Like, this is going to be mushroom cloud shit that people are going to be talking about. And so I've been talking to Mikey about making sure we mention this prior to Saturday's show. After what happened today, just remember you heard it here first on the Cirque Show from Danny Balis.
Good job, Danny.
I haven't said much at all. I've just been really listening to
our
this.
leader.
I am curious how they're going to translate a live theater production to television. They're clearly not just going to have one camera just fixed on the entirety of the stage. They're going to have people down there.
Again, there's cameras.
Making it look
What's really,
like-
really cool is during the show, George Clooney sits down at his 50 style newsroom stage, newsroom set, on the set where we're looking at it, but then an old 50 style camera gets rolled in, and then they take the black and white footage of him sitting. The whole thing is in black and white. It is going to be...
Is he chain smoking the entire time?
Time.
Really?
Yeah.
The entire time. They're
Because
smoking.
Moro
by the
was
way,
just notorious, just on camera smoker.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here next week, but the week prior or the week following.
Watch our numbers just skyrocket.
Thank God, finally,
Best
this
episode
anchor
yet.
has dropped.
Guys are crushing it.
I'm going to look up what George Clooney said he smokes on stage. They are vegetable cigarettes.
They're herbal cigarettes. Yeah, they
I want to smoke them here on
They
the
did
show.
that on Mad Men, and John Hamm was quoted recently. I was interviewed recently and said some of the younger cast members on Mad Men that actually smoked I'll just smoke regular cigarettes, but the number of times that they had to smoke and the number of takes that had to happen, he said by day 3 they're just like, okay, yes, give me the herbal cigarette.
I don't want to method act anymore.
They had to smoke so much on Mad Men that the actual smokers were complaining of
tapping out.
Yeah, tapping out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited.
I'm gonna set the DVR, bro.
I'm just telling you, I think this was going to be a big thing before everything went nuclear today.
Right, with a big ending where George Clooney robs the Bellagio.
No. And then they get the Declaration of Independence.
That's the same exact movie, and
From-
you're doing great. It's late. You want to skip? You got any chatties or no?
Yeah, I got you people ready.
All right, fire up some you people.
Little chat.
There they are. There they are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That guy with a beard, he's watching.
Look at all that
She's watching.
diversity.
She loves us. She has hair like me, braided.
A doctor.
This chick loves bees.
Another doctor with
Look at him,
x-rays.
about to get electrocuted. Dog walker, professional. I dissected a frog.
By the way, I'm just going to
Business.
skip. I'm going to skip straight to you people that Madigan doesn't have right now.
Oh,
Well, I can't read the name. Marshall 13. Tony Awards are Sunday night, which the show ends Sunday night. Saturday is the second to last show, and they're all up for Tony Awards. And after this thing happens Saturday Night Live, the Tony Awards are Sunday night. I've never really paid a damn bit of attention to Tony Awards, but I think that it's probably going to be freaking sick. They made $4 million last week, the most money that any play has ever made in the history of Broadway.
you hear that, Danny?
Danny,
Listen, I saw the words leaving his mouth.
And I think it's just cool
Crazy
that
fact,
Tony the
guys.
engineer is going to give him some award on Sunday.
yeah.
He used to work at the ticket, and now he's giving out his Tony Awards. First chat question? Get it up there. Put it over my
Mikey,
face.
what hair product do I need to buy to look like you?
Oh,
Well, my hair and makeup department, which is Madigan usually, and Christina gets credit for this look. I don't even know if the side is.
The
Has anyone
gel
got the
that we
full-
typically use to get all them inches is actually called Got to Be Glue. But it is
It's
a hair
gotta be
product.
glue.
But it's gotta be glue.
It's incredibly strong.
Yeah.
this
It's a
product.
yellow little bottle.
Yeah. But yeah, you just have to just wait and then lose most of your hair, and then
Then grow it for a year.
and then do what you can with whatever the hell's left, and put Got to Be Glue on it. Right here on the Cirque Du Sirois Show, brought to you by Got to Be Glue, a great hair gel.
Endorsed by Dr. Ted.
Mikey and Danny, how much were you making when you left the ticket?
Yes.
Like Madigan doesn't
Yes.
fuck around. huh?
Excellent question.
I gave you a warm-up question.
That's fair.
I will say I see it's tricky because you have your base salary, which mine probably maxed out at between 35 and 40 grand, and then I had a good amount of endorsements, so it probably had me right short of 50.
And how long had you been there?
17 years. And
Seems fair.
I got 2 raises because I started. It's almost like embarrassing. The number is so low, but I started at 26 or 28, something like that.
27.5 was my start.
27.5.
Yeah.
And then I did get
In 1999.
so mine was 2006,
Damn.
2007, and I got a raise. And I remember it was cool. I mean, it was weird. Kat brought me in and said, "Hey, you know this. You use words." Like
That's where they lost me, was with the word.
the words always get you.
Those dang words.
And he basically said like a 1% or 1.5% raise.
3% is the cost of living.
Well,
I'm just
Whatever.
saying words out loud.
and he's like, but he was like, not apologetic, but it's like, look, I know it's not too much, but it's a $100, couple $100 a month, whatever. And I remember I told him, I'm like, and that was after 10 years, probably about 10 years. And I remember telling him, and I genuinely felt it. I'm like, you know what? It's not even about the $100 a month or whatever the number is. It's about the feeling like you're a contributor to what this monster does. And trust me, I realized I was number 25 on the list of people contributing to this, whatever. Maybe number, 18, maybe 14. I don't know. Maybe 9. Who knows?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 7. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I literally told him that in that meeting. I was like, you know what? Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. I accept. But it's more about feeling like it's an acknowledgement that the company is saying that you matter. And someone discussed this and we're willing to give you this amount more than it was really about the actual money, because what the fuck is $29,000,
Yeah. When I put in my 2 weeks notice, and forgive me for not remembering exactly, I think it was 65. It could have been 60
Salary or total?
salary, and I had no endorsements.
Oh shit. See, that's
and again, how long
I
were
feel
you?
like that's
how long were you
awesome.
there at that point?
That was 23 plus years. And that was after, in 2007, losing Grego, and I guess I remember what year it was, but when Mike retired, essentially kind of filling a third person role on a 2-man show.
Yeah.
Now they have a 3-man show with Davey in there. But yeah, I started, I think, at 27.5 and got a couple of raises here and there, but it was the same thing. I think they did give me an actual, like, legit bump to 60. I think it was.
That's
it was
significant.
60, somewhere around there. But my checks after insurance and whatever little bit I could put into a 401k, my checks were around $1,750 every 2 weeks.
Really?
So about $3,500 a month take home.
Yeah.
It's not a livable wage if you live by yourself.
Yeah.
Which I do. I'd need a roommate to have any money left over. Thankfully, I was, in a position that I was getting a little money from the bar to kind of subsidize and be able to afford a house and all that stuff, but was never going gangbusters there at all. One thing I will say is we did learn a lot after leaving there about how much that station bills.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of money that they make on advertising will blow your fucking mind.
No, it really will.
And to to make a point, the guys that are at the upper tier that have been there since day one, I have a pretty good idea of what they're making. They should be making, if it were proportionate to the number, the numbers that they're billing, those guys should be making a base of $1 million a year.
Yeah.
They should be making, they're not making anywhere close to that, but they should be.
Yeah.
They could be if that company paid what was fair based on the amount of income that they create through advertising to what they should and could be paying their top end talent. Those guys should all be millionaires after working a year.
Jesus.
And they're not. And that's the thing. That's how a company like that becomes, I guess, what they are. I don't know. I haven't looked at their stock prices or their stock status lately, but I don't think it's ever been great. But the thing that you've heard us say numerous times is there's no middle class in radio, and that's just true. You have your top end people, and then you have guys like me and Mikey. I think I might have snuck into the middle class in a way, but and they'll use that. Well, he's on afternoon drive. He deserves to make more, but he's doing this, and he's on air just as much as one of the hosts in a lot of cases. I didn't realize what my value was, and Cash brought this up earlier, until you do turn in the 2 weeks notice, and then it's like, oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
We got some calls.
Hang on. Don't leave just yet.
I don't know if we can do that, but maybe someday.
Maybe so.
We got some.
But yeah,
we got some phone calls.
Unlivable wage for me, and definitely for you. I don't know how the fuck you did it.
Next question says, Danny, how many suits do you own total?
3 bad ones. 3 really cheap suits from, I think, H&M.
The shoulders are so square.
They're just ornament. I know this thing is so ridiculous.
Square. They're so square.
$14, huh?
$14.99 at Goodwill.
Fantastic. Looks fantastic.
Get away from me, weirdo.
Game on.
Water Feature said it was okay. Water Feature told me to do that.
Cash, what is the top speed you've hit in your Porsche Cheyenne?
129.
Oh, shit, really?
Slow.
Is that okay?
No, that's 130. Where? On Harry Hines?
Zip.
Going or coming from Harry Hines.
Yeah.
Always
Oh
coming.
my gosh, Danny,
always
I
coming.
witnessed an altercation outside the Greyhound bus station yesterday.
Yes.
Really?
And I
It's
immediately
real.
thought of your story about how it's going to move. It was crazy. I watched someone walk up to someone, snatch their phone out of their hand. He tried to run off. Another guy trips him. His face hits the concrete, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Runs across the street. 3 other people chase him. An Amazon guy gets out of his truck, tackles him. I just want to make chicken. I'm just in the McDonald's line, and I am getting a front row view to all this. It was insane.
Holy shit.
So did the guy in the red
That was the
sweat-
Danny Pig story. It just happened all in front of you guys.
Yeah.
So the guy
It was
in the
perfect.
red sweatpants and tie-dye shirt did not get away.
No, they beat him to shit.
Haven't found it.
He's
Not a
actually
scratch
an
on
ornament on the front of that Amazon truck now.
I was busy switching over to Twitch because we're about to go to Marbles, and only the people in Twitch can play. I'm not telling us to go there. You guys do your thing, but marble races at the end of every night only can be played by those on Twitch.
For now.
Oh,
One
look at
last
Big Kev grabbing his phone. He wants that marble.
too.
Last question, boys. Every Christmas morning, who woke you up?
I woke you up.
Oh, I didn't get it. I was reading it.
Oh,
Wow, so Mikey
Sing it.
hates me.
Sing it.
Oh, it'll never
Refresh
be
it.
as good as the original.
Refresh.
I think Cash could give you the best
No,
rendition.
No.
not. I think the original artist. you chose to make that.
Yeah, you
epic
did
joke.
this.
He entered the question, so maybe Patrick should be the one singing.
Not myself.
Okay, now we're on a marble race.
Okay, you know what? When you give her the power.
Go to Twitch. Follow, subscribe, you freaks. The whole point is we want to get this to where everyone can do it everywhere. But right now, in order to get a marble, you have to be on Twitch.
It's a marble race.
$500 to the first person that wins 3 marble races, and $500 at the same time to that person's charity.
What a beautiful song.
Did
It really is.
It's a marble race.
Danny, did you call the guy who won last?
No, I didn't get his number until the next day, and I've been underwater, just slammed.
Oh, we've already talked about
Yeah,
that. How much bullshit that is. I'm in underwater.
Yeah, I'm like dog paddling just
So
to get to the end of the
slammed.
day.
The collectible network is in.
I don't know if I'm in or
Poops
not.
Why are you
McGee
not
is
in?
also in.
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Shout out Poops McGee.
Oh my God,
I don't have Twitch.
I see Sirois.
you're part of the
Am I
problem.
in? You saw me?
Yep.
Okay.
Like you need to show that it's so easy.
Oh, yeah, my mom.
No, now it's too late.
What's
What
up,
is it?
C-Dog?
Play exclamation? I don't even know.
Oh, well,
What are the rules?
Are
How
there
do you get
rules
in
to
if you
this?
are on Twitch?
right here is all you really need.
If there were only a sign on a paper towel to tell me how to play. Oh, look,
This
we're in
is
luck.
literally a 5-year-old.
Someone made an
towel.
AI photo of you holding that up, and it really clarifies the instructions. So maybe
Even
we
more?
should start using that.
We do need to like frame that. It needs to be kept forevers.
Oh yeah, we're gonna preserve it in resin.
It's simple to play marbles. Only type what's in between the two lines below, only below, exclamation point play. Just that. Exclamation point play. That's if you're on Twitch.
Just text marbles to exclamation play.
Yes, actually, yeah, try that. Maybe you'll win. Let me tell people for real, if you're
Happy Pride
on,
Month.
Christina reminded me to remind y'all about this. If you're watching on Twitch or
Us all?
if you have if you're watching on YouTube and then you jump over to Twitch to do the marble race, whatever. Amazon Prime, right?
Yes.
Most people have this. They give you a free subscription to whatever the hell you watch on Twitch. Like if you go right now and you're on there, you have Amazon Prime, which I think a lot of people or most people do. Click subscribe. It's not going to cost you. It costs you $0. I mean, almost most of what we ask, minus the T-shirts and the Light Bright, it doesn't cost anyone anything. Like on YouTube, please click subscribe. It's literally free, nothing. But if you're on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, you haven't done it yet. There's not somebody else that you watch on Twitch. You can click subscribe, which normally costs like $5 or $6 a month. It's completely free, and that actually helps us out a shitload. So yes, if you're on there right now,
I'm going to do that.
click subscribe, clicky.
Look at this. You already got 151 people.
And then you're in there.
Welcome everybody.
Look at that.
We have a Mexican
Welcome
intro
Vita Time.
with PJ Perdams.
My queen.
Vita Time is here.
Vita
What board
Time
did you
is
pick?
here.
Did you just pick a random one?
It looked like poker, and I thought that was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, a poker theme, dude.
Yeah,
It
look,
is fun.
It's a marble race.
It's a marble
All right,
race.
look down the track. See how long it is.
Place your wagers.
I already did while you were talking.
Oh, there's a bunch of twists.
It's
There you go.
fun.
That does look like a lot of fun to be a marble today.
It's a marble race. It looks golf clap appropriate, if you ask me.
All right, go meet some of our competitors as the rest.
Who is in here?
Violent.
Screwed
Who
up
is in here?
essay.
Exclamation
Tell us-
point play.
Number
Tell us
one
about these
DC
athletes,
fan.
Mikey.
Let's go. Let's go.
Texas and
Let's
Seattle.
go discuss
Okay,
what's going on.
let's
What they're playing.
pick.
Screw you up, Betsy. Don't pick me.
Oh fuck!
Oh, overshot.
Overshot.
I'm like trying to focus on
Over here.
anybody.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
Brown Hound 44, welcome.
Palm bomb.
Jack 29,
Poker shark.
12,
Hey, Poker
19.
Shark. Zoo Circle.
Let's
Me.
talk.
Pudge,
The
one,
real robot.
Pudge
Santa.
1718.
Real Robot Santa.
Is that you?
Texas
Blue cheese
Fisher.
with wings.
Z
Texas
Streams
boy.
1310.
Lunchbox carrot.
Oh
Damn it,
my
Jim.
God, so many champions.
There's Vita
Again,
time.
Vita Time.
Gay for Mino. Happy Pride Month.
So again,
DC
$500 for the person. What is it? Say it out loud, Big Kev. Doozy's
Yeah.
Boner
There.
Girls.
Big
Did they win one
supporter.
already?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they've come in second.
Hold on, let me read the champions. I've got that
Where's
list.
Take Once Daily Audience?
Spare us.
The
I'm on my way.
marble winners so far have been Rylan Rowe, Texas American, Boogie with Stu 35, C. Gerard 1, and Shales Guardians
I'm on.
Dealer.
Guardians, but yes,
What did I say?
Guardians.
Sales Jardians.
They all have swords.
Whatever.
All right.
Takes Once Daily.
So Danny owes an important phone call
Guardians.
to the winner of the Tuesday night race.
That's right.
I do.
A 10-minute
Yes.
phone
I'm
call.
going to make that call.
Okay.
Baby
tomorrow.
Arm, we're calling
I'm going
you.
to call him while he's at work. Now, look, if you don't pick up,
That's not on
the
you.
shit's off.
One call.
I
right.
think he's been on the edge of his seat for days now.
All right. So a 10-minute phone call to the guy on Tuesday. And then
Snack Briscoe.
Danny is going to make a 20-minute phone call to the winner of tonight's race.
Yep.
20 minutes.
And he's going to talk the entire
I
time.
don't
You
even
cannot say
know
anything.
What I would do on a phone for 20 minutes with
minutes.
anybody.
Are
You'd
you
put
talking
Malcolm
to,
on.
Talking to Gam Gam? Who do you talk to for
make
20
a fart
minutes?
sound.
Again, if you get on Twitch, all you have to do is put
Cooper
exclamation
Soroy.
point play
I'm glad
in the chat.
your daughter wasn't looking to her left just then to see you pantomiming wanking, Big Kev.
I'm locked into the game.
Exclamation point play. If
There's
you're on.
200. Hold on. There's 262 people watching on Twitch.
Yeah.
And there's only 177 marbles.
Join wussies.
What the hell?
Well, maybe they're busy clicking the subscribe, realizing they have Amazon Prime.
Zipline Ronnie.
They're still trying to buy
Liver
T-shirts.
transplant. 2020. Hope that went
Still
well.
trying to buy T-shirts.
Well, I think his link doesn't work.
I did get a lot of DMs.
It won't scan.
I so bad wanted to send them the old insurance commercial. He has the dollar on the fishing wheel. It's gotta be quicker than that.
Sucks to suck.
Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Sucks to suck.
But then I was like, nah, don't lose your fans.
All right. 185 athletes are lined up.
Anybody else? We'll start the 10 seconds.
Look at
Holy shit! Did Indiana come back and win?
No way.
Looks that way. They wouldn't
Why
be
is
interviewing
Tyrese
him.
Halliburton getting it? Are you kidding me?
No,
They're not
way.
asking him how it feels to get the shit
Go
kicked out of
Yes.
him tonight.
Indiana.
You got to be kidding me,
Way
really?
to win the
Tyrese,
game.
how did it feel like to lose so
Holy
bad tonight?
crap!
You know,
Hope Caitlin Clark's having a great day.
Carlisle must have been inspired by his halftime phone call to you.
He took once daily Jardians.
Sometimes not answering the call
Is the right
is
play.
what
By
111, 110. They freaking did it.
That's insane.
Guess who bet on Pacers to win the series?
Rich boy on the right.
It's a special team.
Boop.
Boop.
I knew not.
This could be
answering.
that fucking team.
Okay. He never looked like a
Can
Hall
we
of
get to
Fame
190?
player.
2 more people. Let's get to 190. Well, there we go. Thanks, E-Man.
All right, E-Man is in. E-Man 2020. We're definitely getting to 190. We will
Oh,
not
yeah.
start
Hi,
this race
checking.
before we get to
275 people in Twitch.
Hi, Silky.
199 balls.
We're looking for a first
Balls.
two-time winner to put the pressure on Cash to open up his Wally.
Yeah.
That's right.
Poops McGee, are you going to
$500.
take this
A
away?
sponsor could own all this and then save me the pressure of the money.
Big Kevin's Sasquatch.
Boogie
That's
with
not you.
Stu,
That's a
welcome
different
back.
Big Kevin.
Your hat is in the
That's
mail.
you? Sasquatch or no?
He's
Oh,
Big
okay,
Kev Sasquatch.
Why'd you wait until right now to get in? What?
He had to go pee-pee.
Okay.
All right. let's do
Checking
this
says
shit.
hi, Madigan.
Hi.
Hi,
Okay, y'all ready
checking.
for this bullshit?
Let's go.
All right. Now, 191. You have to reset the clock.
Oh, my God.
10, 9. No, you have
And
to
there's
Eight,
another
8,
10-second countdown.
seven.
Well,
after
if
you
someone,
do this.
if
Oh, look
someone,
who's
Five,
respecting the 10-second clock.
four,
exclamation point play.
three,
Let us reset the clock. 2. Come on, hold.
1.
And now pause. Oh,
Another 10.
All right, here we go.
Locked. You're locked out.
No, we're locked now.
I'm gonna win
Okay.
this fucking
It's
race.
go time.
Here we go.
bitches.
You're not going to win.
I'm gonna win this race and talk to Danny for 20 full minutes on the phone right after the show.
Oh, my God. There we
I
go.
And
wouldn't
they're
mind
off.
that.
Shuffle and deal, boys. Loose text just shot like out of a cannon. I saw Gray Dad up there. Who's that?
Clint.
McFadden. Aquila Creek Stables. That is a shout out to Norm back in the day. Will Evans, Rangio.
Aquila or Akia?
It's Aquila. It's a gang that Norm used to be in upstate New York.
White boy
back in
gang?
the day. Yeah, very much a white boy gang.
Boogie Stew.
All
McJam,
mustachioed
Texas.
at age 13.
So is this going to
Let's
be
see.
safe until this?
Whoa.
I have no idea, but it's Aquila Creek Stables. It's Will Evans. We have WD something.
Let's go inside.
This is like,
Let's join everyone.
oh, they've entered the paint stick portion of the race. Wheeler
Oh, I know why.
Salem. Wheeler Salem's an old school racer. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We are in the brown chute.
Oh, goody.
Uh-oh.
We are in the poop chute.
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
In the poop chute.
Texans for life?
Texans, Seattle.
Cattle.
Seattle.
Dave Raymond's taint?
Dave Raymond's Tercel. I remember him from back in the day. All right, there you go. Get ahead of the group.
I
Get,
am,
get,
I am,
Yeah,
I
see
am,
who comes
I am.
get in front of that paint stick. It's A. Schultz 33. It's
shoe.
Boars Milf 45.
Boris
Oh,
Man.
he got through, he got through, he got through, he
It's
got
A.
through.
Schultz.
Oh.
It's A. Schultz. Oh, somebody just jumped.
What happened?
Oh,
we got red things.
Q-tips.
Oh, there's more?
We have
Red
hanging
Q-tips.
Q-tips.
Oh my gosh, there's so
Oh, and
much
there's
more.
Here we
teas.
go. Get to the end.
That's
Here we
it.
go. Let's see it.
Silky! No, stop it.
Where's my mouse?
Wait,
No.
did everyone die? Yeah, Silky.
Silky! Oh, yeah.
Holy shit!
Out of fucking nowhere.
He's so stoned he doesn't even
He
know
is
it.
so high.
Wow.
You just won the Mark Furman Grill.
Congratulations, Mr.
We'll send
Hamburgers.
it. We'll send it to your house.
Rest in power, young
Holy
king.
shit!
Unbelievable.
Rest in power, young
He's
kid.
just
All right, look at the assholes in back.
My
gazing.
mom just texted me that someone in chat thought I was black.
Whoa!
Silky's just gazing
Did
at
I
the
shock
screen
you today with my
through
camera?
a
Holy
THC
shit.
creatine haze.
I don't even remember. Silky has been with me.
Look who's last. Find out who's last.
Racing this dumb shit for a long time.
Look at these idiots.
What
I don't know if
dickhead's
he's
gonna
ever
be
won.
last?
No, you got to get up there.
Boo.
Hi, who's back there farting off? Monkey
Who's
football
in the iHeart
nuts.
bathroom? Monkey
Aggie
football nuts.
Drew. Wesley Tex.
West
You're- the smoke-
Oh, there he is. Oh, the
The whole
fire's
thing's
coming.
catching on fire.
There you
All
go.
right, he
Get your
finished
ass
good.
in there.
Silky! Yes!
Yay!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Wow.
He just
Silky
hits the
Johnson.
vape. Dude. I don't remember if he's won before, but that dude's been fucking around with us and having fun for a long time.
Wow.
And he got himself a 20-minute
Unbelievable.
phone call with Danny Balis. What a treat.
Feels like Christmas morning.
He's going to get me back in the gym after that call.
Yeah, he's going to talk you to get to the gym.
Silky and Rick Carlisle.
He just rode 4th win. Oh, shit. Okay. He is an animal. Well, we used to only have, I don't know, 50 of us or less than that even. So,
Wow.
Silky.
What a
with
night.
hot little W.
What a night.
What a damn night. All right. That is it, right? Everybody good? Anything else we need to get to? Anyone else we forget to?
We got hot guests next week because Cash is out. Should we tease them?
Yeah, fire it.
We got Skin sitting in here with us for the entirety of the show on
That'll
Tuesday.
improve everything.
And then we're going to get the band to get together for, I don't know, maybe one night only. Maybe we'll go on a tour. But Kevin KT Turner will be here on Thursday
Yep.
with me and Mikey.
Morning
Killer.
downbeat party next Thursday, and Skin coming in. Maybe drop a little new music.
Yeah.
That's somebody we know.
By the way, there was an
Oh, he didn't want to hear that.
no, it's okay.
He Cash had
There
his
was a
things on his-
mention
He
in
say
chat.
it's a mention.
Go ahead, Cash.
He say someone asked about the Skylarks. Is there any Skylarks news that you would like to share?
No, not right now. But thanks for asking.
Hey, F everyone.
On Tuesday.
Danny just said F everyone.
On
And
Tuesday,
this has
perhaps.
been
Tuesday,
the Cirque du Sirois show brought to you by your sponsor here.
Stop pretending like you care.
Bloody Gulch.
Baseball.